Alexandria. Try not to sound too excited.
Week. Second proper week. Our first week was kind of like character creation and a little bit of teasing, but
maybe no one noticed, but now you've told everyone about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, James, no, James, no, don't say that. You're supposed to. Well, obviously, otherwise.
I can't even see it. So.
Look, in summary, all that he wrote was he left 2 letters out of gaining. That was all. It's not like he printed the typo in some sort of publicated material. Publicated. Yes, publicated. That's a word. It's a word today.
Mm-hmm. Fishy's word of the day, publicated. It means published.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no extra nuance to it.
Are you?
James bought a cosplay outfit without thinking how uncomfortable it would be.
You need to put some venting into it.
Yeah, or just wear less clothing underneath it, like a vest or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally wearing this other layer underneath.
Is it like a whole other shirt underneath? But like realistically, they could make one that doesn't have a full shirt underneath, that just has the collar.
And the cuffs.
That would be just much cooler.
Or you could just keep your room cooler before the show.
Do you all remember? Do you all remember my rant last time about how?
Not to us.
Not to me.
Are you muted on?
Hello?
Are we all muted?
Can you hear me?
No, just James.
Just
James. Weird.
Everything's coming through.
This has got to be really surreal for anyone watching then, because we can all hear James and we're all talking to him.
James hasn't said anything important, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
What the hell? Can you hear me now? That was weird. Nothing changed. Oh well. Hi, welcome to week 3 of Star Trek Alexandria, our Star Trek Adventures game. Rooster's pulling his face out because of it more.
What?
We're also going to be going on hiatus after this because Rooster's going to be turned into the Bionicle Man. Because they have the
Not even the Bionicle Man. He's like already the Bionicle Man.
Yeah, they're going to de-bionic him if anything.
They de-bionicle and re-bionicle him.
I've got
I'm just thinking of the Lego toys called Bionicle now.
Son of a bitch, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Do I have little rubbery arms you flick back and they shoot discs off?
Yes.
I mean, that would be amazing.
Like a car mode.
We're going to lose a piece of you. We're not going to be able to put you back together, and we'll be mad about it forever.
That's what happened to all the Bionicles I had when I was a teenager, because I would always lose one piece. Always.
We are such a professional show.
Serious role play. Serious.
100% serious.
100% serious. 100% of the time.
Let's just continue to bullshit for another 3 hours, and then we don't have to resume combat at all.
And then,
wait.
So how was your day?
I'm picking up Pulsar probably tomorrow.
I can't get it for another week or two.
I'll get it
because I have to buy Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I gotta buy Monster Hunter, that, and DBZF.
I still have to look at it, but that's because I've been sick and been like, I don't want to think.
I'm eating my slightly racist chocolate.
Why is it slightly racist?
Because it's called minstrels.
That would be sexist.
No, minstrels are a racist thing in the UK.
What?
Mm-hmm.
The black and white minstrels were. Minstrels themselves aren't. They're just bards.
No, but yeah, all right. Yeah, but they were named after the... Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think they took that logo off, didn't they?
Possibly, but...
Oh, did they have like a super racist logo or something?
It's really good chocolate.
That was a cultural thing before it was a brand in the UK, though. All minstrels performers would wear blackface because it was like it was the style to imitate having a group of slaves who in America at the time would be your entertainers. For England, they just did the same thing. Oh, it's stylish to copy America's culture, so they would just put their musicians in blackface. It's extremely racist.
Well, apparently minstrels were blackface American as well. That's what Wikipedia's telling me.
I believe in Northern America, but in Southern America, they were just slaves. Anyway, how's your weekend, everybody?
Anyway, Star Trek.
I've been working. I've worked.
Except for Claytor, who's typing.
A future where racism most definitely does not exist.
I found nearly 30 quid on the floor this weekend.
Excellent. That means you can buy one of those games you keep complaining you can't afford.
What games?
Oh.
Or for some holes underneath the armpits of your shirt.
I could make them. Anyway, hi, I'm James Corp. I play Velik. I'm also the hostess with the mostess. I'm the hostess with the mostess. I'm the one that's put the most effort into their costume. I made this last week.
Yeah.
All that browsing Amazon.
You want a medal?
I've got one. Thank you. Right there.
It's off camera.
I can't.
You can. You just choose not to.
Lower the camera a bit.
I could sit up higher.
Or you can sit up higher.
Yeah. See, that's...
Your mic is
I'd get some better lighting.
Huh?
I think that's your mic in the cam.
What there?
It's his pop filter.
They can't see it on. They can't see it on the stream.
He's carefully cropped it.
Weefs, I'm fucking boiling.
Hi. I don't care. That's your fault.
If you'd like to introduce yourself and your character.
Oh, okay. Hello, I'm Weefs. My main character is Commander Tala Chevalas, and she is an Andorian, and I totally did not temporarily forget her first name. She is Perky, and I was supposed to write a big speech for her, assuming that we actually finished the ship combat today. I kind of wrote half a speech, but I do not know which notebook it's in. That's my character.
Claytor 22.
Hi, I'm Claytor
22.
Why do you have like an old vampire accent when doing that?
I mean, I can keep doing that if you want. It wasn't intentional. But please continue.
Please, I am Claytor 22. I play Troll, the Bajoran. What do you know about the plight of my people? I am head engineer, and I kick ass and take names, and I don't care. It's my ship.
Shake babies.
Screw the captain.
You want to know what I know about the plight of your people? They are probably sick of you complaining about the plight of your people. You are likely the plight of your people.
Yeah.
You are the plight of your people.
What do you know about the plight of my people?
We know you.
Wow. That kind of hurt.
You know, you ask about it a lot. Perhaps you should go read a history book.
Mm-hmm.
It was the damn Romulans and the Klingons.
You're such a wannabe.
Not the
You're such a
Cardassians.
wannabe Bajoran. You like took off from Bajor when you were a kid. And now you're just like, I want to be like super. You're like Worf.
I'm oppressed.
Worf. Oh.
You are Worf. You are Bajoran Worf. You are the Bajoran nerd. Like, you're just super obsessed with Bajoran culture, but you know nothing about being Bajoran.
Nothing. Damn.
Like Balana's mom as well.
So you're fake? Is that what we're saying? He's a
No,
fake
no.
Bajoran. Is he actually?
He's a Bajoran.
He's a human.
Bajoran?
He's human, but he's had a.
He's
that
Ducat.
racial?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Oh my
Bajorans
God,
sound
I'm
like a
Ducat.
really tasty, like, Tex-Mex food.
Bajorans.
Joel, where were you? What was your upbringing choice? Were you raised in space or on the planet?
I was raised in a remote colony.
There you go.
Because
He
Detached
doesn't-
from his Bajoran peoples.
Yeah, he doesn't hail from the core of the culture.
Nope. So
I was
what do you know
pretty
about
sure I knew that and
Yep.
wasn't just pulling it out of my ass.
You were not.
I mean, it was there, but
I
hey,
remember.
I'm potato fishy. That should be a good enough segue, right, James?
I keep backstory up my ass.
I keep backstory up my ass. I play Riasa Snow, or as my main character. She is a Trill chief medical officer, and she is joined to the snow symbiote. And she has been scuttling around sickbay, being like, "Oh my God, there's a Jem'Hadar ship that's attacking us. We're gonna get breaches." And nothing's happened. So that was clearly not the best choice up until this point. But
Shit happens.
shit happens, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of shit,
God, you two are so cold to each other.
Rooster Castile.
Just,
Cold.
I'm
Cold.
just gonna go over here now. Oh wait, I can't go off camera anymore because I moved it.
Nope.
This is unfair.
Space.
Always make sure you can lean off camera.
Not a frontier, but a nearly infinite series of horizons, dimensions, and realms to explore. These are the voyages of the Starship Alexandria, its ongoing mission to rebuild the Federation after a war fought on a scale unknowable, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Where did we leave off? Who wants to give us a summary?
Jem'Hadar warship fighting. I think we're winning. We're panicking. I've teleported people to the bridge into sickbay, and pretty much that's it. Lots of fighting, lots of phasers, lots of pew, 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 pew. And like, you know, the helmsman going, "Yeah, boy, we take you down." And then the helmsman got kicked out. I beamed him into space. That was Raul. He's gone now. And then, wait, I'm not playing Bill Fizz, am I?
Yeah, you're getting confused with your characters.
Maybe you are playing Bill Fizz.
Maybe. Anyways, lots of fighting, and I think we're winning.
Think is the optimum word, definitely, I agree.
Does anyone want to add any details to that?
Pretty sure we took their shields down. Whether or not they have them back up is another question.
And I'm pretty sure that ship combat is not a great place to start when we're learning this system. But we did it, so we're doing it.
We're mid-battle. We're doing it now. Unless Rich decides to flashback us again.
Does anyone have a scene they want to tell? I'm not going to force
Yes.
anybody.
I would like to tell the scene of the very end of this battle.
Ha!
We win. Done.
Hurrah! Go us.
TPK.
I mean, if you
Or that.
wanted to do a scene beforehand, Rooster, we could do a scene where the people in the transport shuttle find out that there's a Jem'Hadar ship in orbit or something.
Jem'Hadar.
Jem'Hadar!
The
The
treasure.
Jem'Hadar! They are French. The Jem'Hadar. Oh.
Oh,
We are from the Dominion.
man, we're racist. That's terrible.
The transport had docked well ahead of the Jem'Hadar cruiser appearing.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Because I was going to say, if we're still on the surface, then, you know, there's an opportunity for something there, but I think, like, basically the whole ship would be engaged in combat right now.
Why don't we hear a story, since no one volunteered, about you guys on shore leave on Beta Z seeing all the sights of a conquered planet? Anyone like to improv a scene there? I think that's something that people would want to hear about.
I think Riaza would probably be mostly. I thought Beta Z has like a lot of like plant life, doesn't it?
It's kind of like the Mediterranean planet, so yeah.
Just trying to think. I feel like Riaza would probably have spent a lot of time, but no, she wouldn't have been on Beta Z until recently.
Well, that's sorry to interrupt. Did you have a look at the official character sheets?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I did while they were working on them.
So resuming before interruption, Riaza is on Beta Z.
Yeah, she would have arrived on Beta Z like a few days before needing to go up on the ship, probably.
So what did you do during those days? The planet is still like, there are rescue teams, there's corpses everywhere that need to be cleaned up, there's
Ew.
wounded people all over the planet. There's
So we decided to just have a shore leave holiday on this planet of dead people. Is that what you're telling us?
It's not a holiday, it's more like a layover. Like the Alexandria had a scheduled time of arrival, and then the other transports as well, but they were not synced up because they're coming from all over the Federation. So those of you that were closest to Beta Z when your full shore leave ended, whatever planet you were on, wherever you were, maybe you were doing a mission and not on shore leave, but wherever you were, most of you got to Beta Z a day or two before the Alexandria. So you're still quote unquote on shore leave officially, but it's up to Starfleet officers to decide for themselves if they want to help voluntarily in various efforts, given the desperation of the entire quadrant, or if they want to just like lay low and not bother people while people are rebuilding. So it's up to you individually, but you've all had the opportunity on Beta Z to either get mixed up in the rebuilding or just stay at like the spaceport hotel and wait.
I suspect, like, Riaza would be out, probably trying to assist. Not so much so that she's, draining herself, but like if there are people with lingering war injuries and whatnot that still need field medicine. Like, I don't know what is Beta Z like as a planet? Is it like a city planet, or is it got like nature era? Like it's kind of like Earth in that era, right? Like it doesn't have a lot of small towns, does it? Like it's not like Bajor, because Bajor has a bunch of small settlements. Whereas
all the cities of Bajor were like destroyed or conquered, so
yeah.
There's not a lot of big cities on Bajor, but Beta Z is a paradise planet.
Yeah, exactly.
So picture like the height of Roman and Greek culture, where everyone's like getting drunk all the time and just doing whatever they want because the economy is booming all the time. And people generally get along with each other, even though they're from all different places. It's a paradise planet that didn't experience the wars that Earth had. So Earth had World War III and the eugenics wars and all the nukes. So Earth is a utopia, but Earth definitely has like nuclear craters and things like that, where Earth still has problems, even though it's a societal utopia. Beta Z skipped that phase of civilization, so it's just plain and simple a paradise up until the Dominion War when they got conquered.
Yeah, I would probably be Riaza would be helping with the medical efforts anywhere that she could be used.
How long has it been since they've been unconquered?
They were conquered in the middle of the war, and I believe they stayed conquered until almost the end. So, like, most of a year. And during that time, the Jem'Hadar invaded with the intent of exterminating Betazoids. So,
wow.
Do
we know what the death toll is?
It's probably quite high. In the
billions, probably?
Millions or billions.
Okay.
So tell me something you learned about Beta Z when you were there.
That despite their kind of superficialness, Betazoid people are very strong. That despite all the terrible things that have kind of happened to them, that they're still they try to keep looking on the bright side of everything.
Mm. Thank you.
Because it's not that they're chipper in any way. It's more that they're just happy that the planet is over, and they're looking forward to getting back to where they were, and that they don't look at the recovery efforts simply as this arduous task. Like, they still take time to enjoy themselves. because it's such an integral part of their culture that they don't want to have that ripped away from them. They don't want their spirit to have been broken by the Dominion.
Did you do any genetics research while you were there?
I probably garnered some live Betazoid tissue samples if I had permissions. Like I would have asked permission. Obviously, I'm not just going around to corpses and taking bits and bobs.
More like dead tissue, in fairness.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a finger. No one will miss this.
I need live tissue. So I would have collected some for research on the ship, not so much for right now. It seems like a lot of my spare time would be actually spent helping. It seems far more better use of my time, and where I'm only going to be on Betazoid for Betaz for a handful of days. So I didn't do any research, but I did gather some resources for research.
Maybe
I've got a question.
Okay.
What does the Trill symbiote look like?
Spidery looking thing.
It's very personal.
It looks like a facehugger.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of
a little bit
sluggish.
smaller.
Yeah, it's kind of like more sluggish. It doesn't have like spindly arms or anything.
Well, I mean, once it's grown in, it wraps around your spinal cord, so it has like
it has tendrils that it attaches to your nervous system.
So if you looked at like a scan of Snow's body, you would see like a facehugger kind of shape wrapped around the base of the spinal cord.
Do we know what a facehugger is?
Yes.
Sure. Earth had science fiction, yeah.
But only to a certain extent, because then I think World War III happened. So we might not have gotten like Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
They didn't survive.
World War III happened in the 90s and 2000s, so yeah, definitely. We had
Sweet. We didn't even get Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, we just had the first 2 or 3 Alien movies.
Yes, that'll do. That'll do.
Can we just eliminate Alien 3 from canon?
Sure. And Star Trek Alien 3 never happened. Done.
Thank good. Ooh, thank God.
That was my Q snap. That happened.
God.
I mean, I don't know if we would, but I mean, there's definitely people that are fans of popular
Ancient
culture.
film.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Paris went through that whole thing where he's like super into 80 or 50s B
40s, yeah.
40s
50s.
was it? Yeah.
50s probably.
Yeah.
They were going to use Flash Gordon, but they couldn't get the rights to it, so they had to...
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, I would never have guessed. I never would have guessed that was a pastiche of Flash Gordon.
It
Never.
was extremely similar to a point where they should have been sued by the Flash Gordon people anyway. But they tried. Their lawyers tried, but they didn't have the budget to pay for the rights.
Yeah, yeah. But that's sad too, because I think that actually would have been really like added another layer to it. But
if Tom Paris was Flash Gordon, that would have made his character more insufferable.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, really, he was just writing his own
insufferable.
Flash Gordon fanfic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say Flash Gordon or Flesh Gordon?
A little bit of column A, a little
I'm
bit of
sure
column B.
there was an X-rated
Knowing Tom
version he
Paris.
didn't show on camera.
Wow.
One he didn't invite Harry Kim to.
Or did. I can ship that in my head canon.
Okay.
But going back to what the hell we were talking about, yeah, I wouldn't have done any.
Dead
I wouldn't have done any
Betazoides.
research on Betaz. I wouldn't be there long enough. I'd have to, try and communicate setting up a lab, and it's not worth the effort. My efforts are much better spent helping the people of Betaz.
But you did get some genes loaded into a pad that you probably read while you were waiting for your shuttle.
Mm-hmm. And
Get up on the runabout.
yeah, exactly. And I probably have some tissue samples stashed in like my my cargo to be loaded into the med bay.
So in Snow's opinion, what gene are you looking for that would benefit your research from Betazoids?
From Betazoids? At this point, it's not anything that in particular that she has in mind with Betazoids.
Well, you're looking for genes that help convert beings to be.
Sorry.
James, you keep interrupting me. God. I mean, Q. God, there's no God. There's just Q. Q. Damn it.
Mercer initiates the Zoom call and then just like goes like this, and James disappears.
I wish I could do that. So Betazoids are frog people, and amphibians have the ability to change their anatomy configuration more than other beings.
That's a good
Jurassic
point.
Park. You just think of Jurassic Park, and there you go.
Yeah.
Because the came from frogs. So maybe that has something to do with it.
That's definitely probably it. Is that it's the adaptive qualities of the Betazoid genome are probably of significant interest.
My question that I was going to interrupt with was like, would their psychic abilities have any effect on the symbiote?
I think it would be a great benefit for the symbiote to have access to the psychic abilities. I think it would be a great experience. That's definitely something that Ryaza is working towards as well. She sees that as like an end goal of like, this would be nice if we could get the symbiotes joining with Betazoids as an experience point that's like an excellent way that she can make her case. Like the symbiote and her, because like Trill can't do that. Trill will never be able to have that ability. The symbiotes will never be able to experience what being a Betazoid is like, and that's something that is very important to her. That the symbiotes need to go beyond just being Trill.
Just speculation, but I suspect that a telepathic Betazoid that had a symbiote would be more disconnected mentally from it, like more capable of thinking with two minds. Right? The way Jadzia, sometimes when Jadzia had a moment where she was like Jadzia and not Dax, and she would always say it obnoxiously, "This is Jadzia talking right now, not Dax." And they're like, okay. But anyway, so I assume a telepath would be more mentally insulated from having their minds fully merged. But I think an empathic Betazoid would merge more.
Yeah.
Because
I think
you would emotionally feel what the symbiote feels before the thought even reached the second brain. You would be so in sync. You would be perfectly united, in my opinion, is what would happen. This is just speculation from a sci-fi nerd, but I think that's something a symbiote would want to experience at some point. Like, how would that change the bond?
It's something that the symbiote would definitely want. We would have to trial it as it's not something that even once if we got it working, if my genetics research got a successful joining with a Betazoid without any rejection factors, then there's a whole other phase of, should we do this, and what is the impact on the symbiote, and what is the impact on the host? And it's not something that we would dump 50 symbiotes down and be like, here, go, we're gonna just join you to a bunch of Betazoids and watch what happens. Hope this doesn't really fuck you up. And then because you know what, that's how you end up with a bunch of psychotic symbiotes. Like, let's be honest, that's how you end up with a bunch of psychotic murderous symbiotes.
I suspect that if you could get genes from psychic frogs who are capable of changing their anatomy at will, you would also want the gene to plant into symbiotes to make symbiotes more able to control their phases of life, like their breeding phase, adult phase, etc. So that you could better control the breeding of symbiotes. Like possibly. When a symbiote makes a conscious decision that I'm ready to retire and like begin breeding because we need to breed desperately as a species, so I'm just going to activate my frog gene now, boop, and now I'm breeding. I suspect that would be a useful thing for a species that's dying out.
I mean, it would be. I would say, though, it would be beyond what Ryaza aims to accomplish on her own. Maybe she communicates with other Trill scientists that are looking into similar stuff, and she can share some of her findings and share some of her research. Or maybe if she gets a request from another scientist to perform a test with the genetic material that she has, she would do that.
Yeah.
But it's not something that, like, it's kind of like ancillary to what she wants to accomplish with her research. Also, I have the words written down psychic frogs. Because that's just odd to think about. I mean, like, it's true, but it's still odd to think about.
Vulcans are slightly psychic, aren't they? That's how
Yeah.
I do the whole mind meld shit.
Vulcans don't have emanating psychic powers. They have tactile psychic powers. Is why they have to touch people to use psychic stuff. Generally, there
Tuvok
is
was telepathic.
vaguely,
They didn't do much.
and
What?
then
There were like 2 episodes where he said, "Yes, I am telepathic," and then they never explored it.
there was a episode in like season 2 of Voyager where they fought a hostile psychic species that was conquering the minds of the whole crew. Tuvok had like no lines that entire episode, and I was like, "You spent all this time hyping him. I'm the most psychic covert agent Vulcan ever." And then
Yeah.
the one time where he would be the most important person in the crew to fight off covert psychics, he does nothing.
I think
Just like,
Voyager
I'm firing
might be
phasers,
poorly
Captain.
written.
What? No.
What? No.
Seasons 1 and 2?
Man, that horse is really dead by now.
Also, every time where they're like, we need to reach out with psychic powers to feel something, he just goes, Kess, tell me what you feel. He never says anything to the effect of, I'm feeling XYZ using my telepathy. I don't think he ever has a scene where he says that.
Hmm.
Why is Claytor trying to kill something?
I think he's
The
beating a
horse
dead
is just the
Oh, he's-
horse
yes,
is just
flogging a
fucking
horse.
bones at this point.
I'm surprised it's still bones.
It's still,
Just
I mean,
crumbly
it's
powder.
it's crushed a lot. Let me tell you, like,
Glue. It's now glue.
no,
I don't think you can make the glue from the bones. The glue comes from the hooves. Do we really want to start having a conversation about how
No.
we make glue from horses right now?
No.
No.
I mean, Jello too.
All right. So you're not on holiday.
No,
What about
I'm
everyone
not.
else?
Not really on holiday. Not on Betazoid.
What does
Beta
Trololololo does? What does he do?
Frolold.
Yeah.
Wow, God, wow, no respect. I would mainly stay in the shipyard and like
Nerd on
do
ships.
maintenance on ships and gear that came in that I have to repair. Fucking
Would you be more interested in like the armory at the spaceport or the small vessels coming in to transport people?
the armory,
So
just in case.
Okay, you would know this, definitely, but Beta Zed's orbital defenses were pretty well destroyed by the Dominion, so they're in the process of setting them up again, which means they're massing huge stockpiles of like weaponry to rebuild satellites to arm them. So
Mhm.
there's probably at the spaceport like a huge cache of like torpedo launchers and like stationary phaser cannons rather, the ones that don't move, that are just giant ass phasers, so that they can slowly bring in satellites and then launch them with weapons attached. There's probably some of those
Yes.
weapons that you generally on a day-to-day stint in Starfleet you don't interact with much because ships don't use the same systems as stations. So you're probably getting to explore some things that, you know, normally you don't get to.
Yeah, I'd go with their chief engineer and get a basic rundown of the systems and how it works, and like get to play with it as much as I can without shooting it.
Well, they explained to you that there's already a bunch of satellites that they're recovering that were only disabled, but not
Mhm.
destroyed. But they have to replace a bunch of systems, so they've been launching work bees up, carrying the cannons and so forth to reattach to satellites. So in the past couple of days, they've been doing that. But the satellites that are up there, most of them are unpowered. So they have a work bee that's going up, and they show you like, this is how we attach a giant stationary phaser onto one of these, and then its power system is just for weapons and sensors and shields. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to power replicators or transporters or anything else that a ship has to deal with. Its power system is strictly just for fighting.
Yeah.
So that means the nature of the power system is a bit different than a ship. Also, because these satellites are generally kind of small, the EPS systems are not as like on a ship. There's EPS relays behind like every wall that could explode at any time if the ship takes damage. On a stationary turret above Beta Z, you don't have that issue. It doesn't take damage and then a relay explodes because there's no relays.
Yeah.
So
It's literally just direct connect.
Yeah. So it's like power core, shield bank next to each other, right?
Yeah.
So it's much more simple and effective.
I wonder if I can do this with a ship.
Just put a phaser on the warp core. Just power it directly.
No. Have the phasers have their own power system, separate from the warp core.
There are ships in service that have individual fusion cores connected to their power systems, but it's not common in Starfleet because that naturally means that if like an enemy shoots at your phasers and damages your phasers, it could hit the core that's behind the phaser bank and then blow off a segment of the ship.
Well, I mean, maybe not directly behind it, but like it's solitary fusion engine, fusion core. Not necessarily behind it, but this one is dedicated to phasers. For the love of God, don't connect anything else to it or I'll kill you. This one is dedicated to shields. Don't turn it off.
Yeah. The Alexandria has 2 fission or fusion cores, I think, and only one impulse system. So the 2 cores power, one powers the rest of the ship while one powers the impulse engines. And then there's 1 warp core. So there's 3 power cores on the Alexandria, for example.
Gotcha. What does Tala do, or she just on the Alexandria from the start?
I was going to ask that because apparently I've just arrived on the Alexandria, but before you guys. So was I on Beta Z?
You were on Beta Z, but you launched like an hour before.
Got an earlier ship. Yeah.
You were on the transport, not on the runabout.
When did it get refitted? Was it on Earth? Was it over Earth, or was it somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Okay.
Earth is too busy rebuilding their defenses to have a fuckload of ships in Earth space dock getting refitted right now.
Maybe the Jupiter space yards.
It's either Jupiter station or Mars station, or there's one other major one that I can't think of.
Utopia Planitia is Earth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Alexandria definitely got refit on Antares 4. There's a fleet yard there, which is where the Alexandria was first constructed, and just so happens that's where it got refit. Like they did the planned refit for the ship ahead of schedule because the ship was half destroyed, so they just went back to their home fleet shipyard.
So what did Talia do when she was on Betazoid?
Why are you asking all these questions, James? What did your character do? You're the one on Beta Z.
Well, I think
yeah,
what Velik did, I think he spent most of his time at the hotel, but on the roof, and he was studying the decay of the orbital stuff in the atmosphere.
So, like all the debris falling. This is probably like a constant like meteor storm, really. Because without the orbital defense grid, you can't stop that stuff from falling into the atmosphere. So
yeah, but I guess there's lots of people doing it all over the planet to doing certain sections to make sure that nothing big falls down.
Yeah, there's probably militia with small ships shielding cities and so forth.
So yeah, so I've probably spent most of my time on the roof of the hotel and just helping the local scientists or whatever detect the larger objects that could potentially degrade sooner rather than later.
Did you like replicate a telescope or something?
Yes, or yeah, or however else it would be done. I'm not sure in this day and age how it would be done. Whether it would be some sort of like, I don't think why have I suddenly forgot what tricorder would be of any use? I don't know the range of a tricorder.
Tricorders don't have long range.
You would have to have like some sort of array that it's reading sensor readings from.
It would be like a gravimetric telescope.
Well, I don't know. They in First Contact they did use a tricorder to align the telescope so that they could see the Enterprise. Do you remember?
Yes, and the tricorder was using radio waves. It was effectively shooting radio waves to program the satellites using the NASA frequency, I think. Because NASA uses radio waves and microwaves.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever. They might have a special item, like just a more advanced tricorder or something.
A gravimetric telescope.
Okay, I was using that then.
So, did you find anything interesting, like a Jem'Hadar fighter that was half destroyed, falling into the atmosphere, or something like that?
I probably found quite a few objects that could potentially fall in, like a saucer section. Remains of a saucer section.
So maybe you spotted some big debris around the this arc of the atmosphere. So let's say, yeah, you've seen some shipwrecks that are still in space above the planet. Wink.
Yeah, and I'd report it straight back.
And they're saying, yeah, as long as they're not falling on a city, we have to prioritize our tasks here.
Well, if they fall, these might be big enough that could cause like environmental damage to the planet.
If it's going to fall immediately, then they would have to deploy a runabout or something. If it's like the size of a ship that's going to fall. If it's much smaller and it's not going to like leave a crater, and it's not going to hit a city, they're not worried about it. So you probably spotted a few large wrecks that are still in orbit that are going to fall soon, but haven't yet.
Yeah, they're probably being like pinned to removed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've done, and probably meditated. I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not 100% sure on how like telepathically how telepathic Vulcans actually are, and how much.
Did you take the telepathy talent?
I took.
I know you took the logic one, but did you Culinar? Did you take telepathy?
I took the I took mind meld.
Mind meld is tactile telepathy, but is not broadcasted telepathy.
I don't even know they had the option. To tell you the truth, can't remember.
I thought they did. I might be mistaken.
I'll take a look.
I know in previous Star Trek games you could have a psychic Vulcan, but I don't.
I think it was mind meld and then nerve pinch, and that was it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yep. It's Culinar, mind meld, and nerve pinch.
So, in this game, until they release a book with expanded race options, Vulcans cannot be telepathic. I would wager that when they bring out the Alpha Quadrant book, they will have telepathy talent for Vulcans in it. Who knows when that's going to happen, though? But that's on their docket to do soon, is the Quadrant books where they expand the existing races.
Okay.
So maybe you've met a few Betazoid scientists who have been like, we can't hear your thoughts because you're Culinar, you're insulated to psychic stuff. So maybe there's been a few times where you've had conversations with scientists and you're like, it would take a long time to explain this orbital math and astronomical graphs and things that you've drawn out. So you've just been like, stop using your mouth for a second, my mind to your mind. Then you just had a psychic conversation where in like 10 seconds you've processed like books of information.
I wonder, would Vulcans actually be able to like the way that that Riker and Troy can speak telepathically because they were intimate. I mean, not saying you were intimate with a bunch of
sleeping
betazoids,
around.
but like I just meant that you're probably
Maybe
your
he
mind
was
is,
though.
but your mind is probably more ordered or built to understand telepathic communication.
Okay.
You might be able to receive it even if you can't send it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the mind meld thing does say you've undergone training in telepathic techniques, so
The term for
Seems
that is
unreasonable.
Imzadi. Riker
Yeah.
is Troy's Imzadi. They have a psychic connection.
Yeah. But my point was that like with practice, other people can receive even if they can't really, properly send.
So James, because he's a Vulcan with Kolinar, I would say he has the option of turning on and off his like antenna. Like I'm either most of the time a Vulcan would say, no, I'm not going to receive incoming mental phone calls from wayward telepaths traveling in my area. But sometimes you would turn that on so that a telepath who's trying to talk to you, you would hear them. And then because they're telepathic and you're not, you would still be able to respond, but only they can hear you. You're not broadcasting your message outwardly to everybody, just to the person you have the like phone call with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So maybe you've had a few mental conversations with some scientists.
Mm-hmm. They probably last a lot quicker than like an actual like having to talk.
Right. You're just like broadcasting trigonometry at this like huge volume instantly.
It's only logical to use telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Did you
Would
learn
be.
anything from Betazoids in these conversations?
They're very strange, illogical creatures that seem to thrive on emotions. Doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Is that good enough, or was that shit?
That sounds judgmental as fuck. This is what that
Sounds very Vulcan.
It
yeah.
sounds Vulcan.
Judgmental as fuck. Yeah, that's Vulcan. That's Vulcan.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, again, I'm playing it, and no, I'm shutting up.
It's like you're playing a Vulcan or something.
Mm,
Ugh.
yeah.
What do you know about the plight of my people?
Oh, jeez. Q, damn it.
Again, you are the plight of your people.
Well, fine then. One to beam out.
Jim Hyde in chat. Hello, Jim Hyde. I'm reading chat. I've seen what you say, but I'm not trying to interrupt these people talking.
I'm
But
gonna
yes,
beam that snow lily into space.
Vulcans in the shows have been able to block incoming telepathy. Specifically the Vulcans who have Kolinar. I don't think we've ever seen a Vulcan without Kolinar block telepathy. So that's my logic. So I think that's the same thing you're describing. I want to hear what Chevalas has been doing on the planet during her like day and a half layover.
Commander Chevalas, or Valas to those who are not Andorian, has been helping with the cleanup. So things like cataloging dead people and just general using her military experience and her ground and hand-to-hand combat experience to tidy the place up, but do all those things, all that administrative stuff that needs doing.
There's probably a lot of that needs doing because there's definitely some Jem'Hadar prisoners on the planet and they need to be returned or killed. Because some of the Jem'Hadar will be like, I want to just go to my founder. I surrender until you get me to a founder. Some Jem'Hadar are saying, I'm going to fight you because that was my last order from a founder was to kill you all. So there's probably a lot of like administration involved in that because POWs is not a simple thing to handle. There's got to be a lot of hierarchy and bureaucracy involved. So tell me something you learned about the Jem'Hadar here.
No, I learned that they're very grumpy, shouty people who will just follow orders. But I kind of already knew that. I suppose I've never really seen them as prisoners before, so I might have tried to have a few conversations with them.
So
I have a question about the Jem'Hadar prisoners. How are they getting them Ketracel white?
The Federation has definitely captured some.
Okay.
So on planets where there's a lot of POWs, they've been sending shipments of it. And then there's Bashir, who is the only guy who managed to replicate it right at the end of the war. So Bashir might have sent out his formula to some of the trusted scientists, so they're replicating it on some planets. I would say they're not replicating it on Beta Z because they're too busy replicating shit like life-saving shit for Betazoids right now
Yeah.
with the industrial replicators, so they've probably been shipping in Ketracel White. But only like the bare minimums to keep the Jem'Hadar alive, not enough to make them berserk.
So what I'm hearing is a lot of Ketracel White is needed.
If you give a Jem'Hadar too much Ketracel White, they go murder frenzy and they just kill everything around them. So they're definitely trying to give like the bare minimum to the prisoners.
And if
So
you give
they-
them not enough, they also get kind of murdery because they want more.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably kind of grumpy.
They're pretty murdery, as it turns out.
So how is this experience different from your experiences in the war where you probably fought them in space?
Well, actually, I think Commander Velas would probably be having a chat with the Betazoid people to find out how the Jem'Hadar think. Utilizing that unique aspect.
What kind of questions would you ask?
How do they think?
Okay.
Do they think? Are they just mindless drones like the Borg?
Are Betazoids actually robots?
To a general Betazoid, they have no insight because Jem'Hadar are mentally insulated. They cannot be telepathically influenced. That's one of the reasons they're a super species, is because even psychics can't fuck with Jem'Hadar. However, you may have met some especially telepathic Betazoids who are like, they're just really single-minded. Like they're genetically programmed to have one task and to do that task. So if their last order was to kill all Betazoids, that is literally all they think about.
But can their minds be changed? Like, are they just Borg drones, but not Borg? Or can they be reasoned with?
So you've probably read reports of, in Deep Space Nine, there was one Jem'Hadar whose mind was changed. He was that second of a squad, and he was convinced to betray his squad because his first was leading them on a suicide mission, and he disagreed with the mission. He was like, actually, if we did this other thing, we would win this battle. Obviously, we have the information that says if we did this thing, we would win this planet and conquer it. But the first was like, no, the Vorta told me my order was to attack this. And clearly by doing this, we're all going to die. But that doesn't matter because that's what our order was. And that second was like, I disagree. You're a stupid fuck. Sometimes you should disobey in order to win the war. So it is possible for them to change their minds. It's just extremely rare to find like a genius Jem'Hadar.
It's more of an aberration than discipline.
Yeah. It stands to reason that if like you had years and years of talking with Jem'Hadar in like a peaceful environment, that you would eventually see their individuality come out. But as long as you're at war, the Jem'Hadar are single-minded on that order they're given in the war. When the Jem'Hadar are just ordered to like chill out, then they probably like become individuals a little
Go
bit.
stick their hands in ice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no captive Vorta here to give the orders, so the Jem'Hadar are very unruly. But they suspect that if a Vorta was here, then the Vorta could order the Jem'Hadar to cooperate, and then they would learn a lot more. And there's probably a few random Betazoid telepaths who are like, no, I'm gonna like try as hard as I can to mentally conquer these motherfuckers because they killed my family. But there's no success so far. The Jem'Hadar are just too resistant to telepathy to like be destroyed by mental attacks.
Interesting.
I spent a lot of time thinking about this lore.
Good thing it's come out then.
Well, tell me, let's find something beneficial you've learned. What else have you done here besides stare at POWs and learn about how murderous they think?
Learning about our enemies, that's pretty beneficial, is it not?
That information doesn't benefit you in the present, though. Each other crewman has given us something we could use in the battle.
I already have a plan to use this in the battle, but okay.
Okay.
Maybe it's not useful. Tell me about the weaknesses of their ships. I can't exactly interrogate them. Can I interrogate them? It's not really my job.
I've actually
No.
thought of an idea of what we might be. I've got 2 ideas we could attempt to do.
James, will you write that stuff down? Because we're going to go to break in a few minutes. I don't want you to lose those thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's probably Jem'Hadar that are on landed ships that there's been militia having to go and like storm the ships to get the Jem'Hadar out of the ships to capture them. So you've probably seen some like Jem'Hadar fighters and cruisers up close, which is a rare thing for a Starfleet officer because normally you don't survive long enough to like examine the systems of a Jem'Hadar ship up close. But maybe you've seen some. So you probably learned that their weapons take a shitload of power in engineering sense. So like their power system is built to prioritize weapons, whereas on a Starfleet ship, that's not the case. The power core is so far from the phaser array. There's so many power relays in between that could be interfered with so easily. But on a Jem'Hadar cruiser, that's not the case. It's like the weapons are huge and directly connected to their power system. You've also learned that all the Jem'Hadar ships that have jammers on them, the jammers are not universal. What else?
I don't know what jammers are not universal means.
So Jem'Hadar ships usually have a jamming system on them, so they can broadcast a static on various subspace frequencies to stop all communication in the area around them.
Yeah.
Except for their frequency. But this is not a thing that's on every Jem'Hadar ship. It's just on some.
Oh, so they're not universally used,
Right.
available. Right.
Right. Also, you've learned that because these ships were attacking Beta Z and not like Cardassians or Romulans, their anti-cloak sensors are also not universally equipped. So it stands to reason they have other systems equipped to these ships in place of those systems, but you're not sure what they are yet. But like if you got to explore a Jem'Hadar cruiser for like a few days, you would probably learn more. But as it stands, you were just there to pick up some prisoners and escort them to some holding facility. And to like disable the weapons on the Jem'Hadar ships so they don't, destroy shit suddenly.
Okay.
Is there any other thought anyone wants to add before we go to break?
Make it so.
Let's go to break. Intermission.
BRB.
Okay, we'll be back shortly.
One.
And we're back on intermission.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I need to get a drink.
Me too.
I don't need to take this off because my Bluetooth paired magically after 40 minutes of trying.
That's all it needs. Didn't you know that that's like part of the Bluetooth spec? You need to set it there for 40 minutes and just go fuck off, and then it'll work.
That means we can't insult Waves or Claytor now because they've both got headsets on. Oh.
They're nice people. Why would you do that?
I mean, we insult you,
I'm
James.
I'm opening the window. Bollocks to this.
I'm getting an ice pack personally. I'm also pretty.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt and it's warm today.
I'm not,
Why has nobody planned their clothing?
I forgot my badge upstairs. I left it upstairs. I forgot to take it off when we were playing Bridge Crew. And then I realized hours later that I was just sitting around with the badge on. So it was just kind of like, okay, I'll take this down next
Just
time.
some Star
I
Trek
remember.
now.
Also,
It's okay, it's
James,
becoming part of your uniform.
exactly. James, I'm not sure those shorts are standard issue. You might have to talk to Commander Ballas.
I didn't see the shorts.
I'm wearing my pajama bottoms.
Okay.
It's all about being comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm not.
It's formal casual. It's formal casual.
Yeah. Well, if the women can wear like the skirty things,
Anyone
Scant.
can
That
wear it.
is part of the
Anyone can
official
wear it.
Starfleet uniform. Thank you very much.
I-
Yes,
I-
the men can wear it,
The men are
as
actually
evidenced in TNG.
yeah. We do actually see a male crew member wearing the scant in TNG. James.
all right, fair enough. Yeah, but I think that's just a statement rather than actual like choice.
What? Was he forced into a statement? Are you saying Commander Picard or possibly Riker went up to him and went, "You, crewman, I need to see your legs"?
No,
We
I
don't
think-
have enough men in scants on the crew.
No, I
We
think-
need more men in scants. You're going to wear a scant from now on.
I think it was more Gene Roddenberry doing it, than
The entire show is a statement.
Yes, exactly. The moment you start making that claim, it just kind of like expands into everything about Star Trek.
It's like trying to claim that Star Trek is too political.
It's like, okay, yes.
No, they made it political.
That's the
Yes, they
point.
did.
That's the point.
So you're
Star
saying
Trek
that
wouldn't
Pluto,
be Star Trek if it didn't have like some political element to it.
So you're saying that Pluto thing is probably like bollocks then? Because I couldn't
I-
find anything on the BBC website.
I suspect it's box.
What Pluto thing?
Also, it's from like last year, but
Oh, Pluto got reclassified. Or not.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like that blurb just sounds really fake.
Well, I vaguely remember hearing something about it.
Jim Hyde asked, "What would a Bajoran officer think of a Cardassian executive officer on his ship?"
You asked Plater, who was the dude who's not here.
Yes, I have
Mhm.
opinion about this though, and we're on break, so I can talk about it. Jim Hyde, if you're still listening, Cardassians probably just started joining Starfleet. Like rebellious Cardassians at the end of the war probably said, "Fuck my leadership, fuck Gul Dukat or Emperor Dukat or whatever the hell. I'm gonna join Starfleet." And so there's probably some in Starfleet Academy right now, but it's still too soon for them to be officers. I think in the books you see Cardassian officers like 20 years after the Cardassian War. The books are currently like 40 years after the Cardassian War right now in the timeline. So there's like Cardassian captains in Starfleet, but we're right after the end of the war, like a couple of months after the end of the war.
Yeah, but the books aren't considered canon anyway.
No, the books are not canon from Paramount or CBS. However, the books of the past like 30 years have one canon. It's one timeline. They are very good. All the writers of the books got together in the 90s and said, "Let's have one canon and stop contradicting each other." And since then, they have been perfect. Their timeline is so good. So good. Honestly, if the CBS people gave them the script writing power for the new movies, I would pre-order those tickets instantly.
I think
I can see Claytor's foot on stream.
I can see.
Claytor, get your porn away.
Don't twerk, or else we'll get banned.
they're
What,
twerking.
what about the Kirk books?
Which Kirk books? There's a shitload of them.
But the one where he comes back alive.
Oh, the one that like Shatner
Return.
wrote.
Well, he didn't, did he? Ghost wrote. He didn't write. I don't know what he did, but his name's on it. But someone
I
else.
don't
wrote for him.
think the books written by Shatner are part of the unified timeline. Because he doesn't give a fuck about the books. Honestly, he just wrote the books to make money.
We didn't even write the fucking books.
Well, there you go.
He probably came up with the plot premise and then like worked with a ghostwriter and then yeah.
Do you know?
I mean,
as a
didn't he do that for all the Tech War novels? Like, aren't all the Tech War novels ghostwritten by someone else?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't doubt it.
So Generation, as a kid, the film Generations was massively disappointing because it's not what I want. It's not in my head. My head canon was different to how I wanted than what I watched on the screen.
I wasn't obsessed with Captain Kirk, so it didn't break my heart the same way.
Yep.
Okay.
Ditto.
Well, I wasn't really obsessed. I was just excited to see Kirk and Picard on the same screen. Do you know what I mean?
I loved the scene after Kirk dies and Picard goes and looks at his body, and it's this long distance shot from Picard's perspective, and so Kirk's body is like hundreds of feet away under this fallen bridge, and that was the last we saw of Captain Kirk in the movies, was just his corpse distantly. I thought that is perfect. That's a perfect representation of how we treat the original series.
And yet now everyone wants to remake the original series.
You can't trust corporations with creative media. It's as simple as that.
Oh,
Who put the ship's stats into a table? How dare you?
Me.
How dare you?
Yeah, you might actually be able to see them when you need them.
Oh my God! How dare
God forbid.
I mean, the
I figured
tables
they're
work.
not going to change
fucking
anytime soon.
monster.
The tables will work if you don't touch them after you've gotten them working.
Exactly.
Yeah, formatting in Roll20 is a pain in the neck. I'm realizing now that I left the name of the ship out of a bunch of the description.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Brecker's name. I wondered about that.
Because I wrote the original ship sheet. I wrote like months and months ago, and then when the ship sheet was deleted because of the previous guy who deleted the system off of Roll20, so I still had the descriptions that were in my materials, and I just copied them over, and we hadn't named the ship yet.
that
Are
actually,
you just going to keep going up, James?
Yeah, I'm
Is that
just,
your way of
I'm just-
interrupting now?
So from what I've read, the guy didn't delete the thing off the guy didn't delete the sheets off Roll20. There was a merger, and that caused problems.
But the system was no longer in the directory. I was using the system, not the individual sheet. There wasn't an individual sheet, and then after he deleted the system, he uploaded the sheet by itself in the Roll20 database.
Well, we should use the official sheets, maybe.
Well, I haven't read them yet. I've been very busy, James.
If we have to go, I mean, like, there's no point in doing it right before going on a hiatus anyway
Sure.
with Star Trek,
Sure.
which is
hey.
unfortunate, but
It
is
just got an
important.
update too. Cool. Yay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I have no problem leaving them to bed in for a few weeks either.
You all get to spend your Sundays playing Bridge Crew or Pulsar.
Or Pulsar.
Or,
Or
something else.
tabletop stuff.
Pulsar just got updated today.
Ooh.
All right, are we ready to go back, ladies and gents?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you can talk about that thing you wrote down.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, James. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they can't hear me now. Or I can't hear them, thank God. And welcome
With it.
back
I am
to
a
part
Tumblr.
2. Welcome back to part 2 of our Star Trek Adventures game, Star Trek
Hello.
Alexandria. Welcome to the second hour.
Why don't we hear James's ideas for the battle?
So look-
Spoken from Velik's perspective on the bridge during the battle, where he's like, "Eureka! I have an idea."
So two ideas.
Are we just
that
going to the battle then? Are we now in the battle?
Sort of.
So two ideas I have. I assume when the founders signed the treaty or whatever they signed, it was there would be some sort of recording of that happening,
Uh-huh.
and then probably saying something like, the war's over, blah blah blah, whatever. So I'm either going to look for that in the computer's history and broadcast it towards the Jem'Hadar ship, or see if we've got what are they called? What the guy Jeffrey Coombs played one? What are they called?
Vorta.
Vorta.
See if we've got a Vorta on the hollow, on a hollow
Holodeck.
well, not necessarily just
Hollow emitter.
a character of a Vorta, and then put him on the bridge, and then send a.
I was totally
going
going to suggest that.
So there's two ways that we could potentially like end this combat without having to blow the shit out of them.
You would know that the Jem'Hadar will not answer to a hologram. They only answer to a in-person Vorta. So if the Vorta appeared on their holopad on their bridge,
Mhm.
it would be like, that's a hologram. If you want to give us orders, you have to walk off of the holopad, and you couldn't make that happen to fool them. This is one of the reasons why in DS9 sometimes they're really unruly, because a Vorta has to go in person to talk to them. So if they're in the middle of a battle and a Vorta has to go through the battle to tell them something, it's extremely difficult because they only respond to an in-person superior.
Okay, so what about the first idea then?
You would have to get the information out of the database and then go to the comms console and broadcast it and try to see if they're receiving it.
Okay. Well, that's a
should
good.
be- Trying to see if they're receiving is a role. It's
Okay.
not something you have instantaneous access to.
Okay, I'm sure we have a comms person that's like commspert.
There's like a minor officer who was just on comms while the ship was like in orbit, so he's not an expert.
I'd imagine whoever is on ops might also be on comms.
No, there's definitely a comms.
Is there a separate comms?
There's
Okay.
a comms console because this is a carrier ship, so there's complicated communications.
Okay.
Although the CAG officer Orok handles comms to the fighters, there's still a lot of communications traffic when you carry other ships.
Okay.
If every fighter was like, Alexandria, I'm reporting so and so, if the captain was receiving all of those, the captain would never be able to give orders.
You don't
So
actually
not
have.
constant like TNG.
It just
You don't
means that-
actually have the comms
It
station
just-
listed on bridge positions
just-
on the sheet.
it just means that we might be able to like end the combat rather than like keep going.
Can't talk to anyone.
So okay,
Worst
so that's
The ship is
ever.
blind and deaf.
so that's what Velik's gonna do. I'm also gonna like announce
assuming
that to
it's
the
just
captain.
there.
So captain, I have an idea. We could put up the recording of the founders signing the treaty or whatever it was. What the surrender treaty? What would it be called? The surrender?
Peace
the
treaty.
withdrawal.
Yeah, the withdrawal, and then broadcast that over to the Jem'Hadar ship, and maybe they will back out of this combat.
The captain says, you'll need to see if their jammer is operational first. Because if they're jamming, then you're not going to be able to broadcast anything.
Okay, that would be a census test, wouldn't it? Oh no, would it be a census test to see if they're jamming?
Yes.
I hope you like jamming.
Because of
too.
what was just pointed out, that I don't have the comms station listed on the ship sheet, I will say you can do communications tasks that are listed for the communications station in the book from your sensors station.
I think actually if they're jamming it, just all it does is up the difficulty of us hailing, like mechanically, doesn't it?
By a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like,
The captain has ordered to see if their jammer is running before.
that is true.
Because obviously, if you wanted to defeat a jammer, you could by like amping up the power to your antenna, your broadcast apparatus. But if they're not jamming, then we don't have to reallocate power from weapons and shields.
Okay,
If
so then
you're
we
in
would
the
need.
middle of a fight, you would rather have the power available for your weapons and shields than for your antenna.
So this would be like a sensor sweep, wouldn't it, to try and find out if they're jamming us?
I will say this is a very specific sensors task, but I'm not going to let James roll it until it's his turn.
Also, the treaty is called the Treaty of Bajor. God
Yes.
bless Memory Alpha. Well,
The
somebody bless.
the order that James is referring to is probably called the withdrawal order,
Mhm.
proper noun. Some founder, probably the female founder, the female looking founder, was the one who gave it, I think.
The feminine founder.
I mean, founders don't really have a
Gender.
same gender as humans, but the one who generally puts off, I have breasts, I have.
The
That
other one
founder is the
in
one who gave it.
DS9.
The other, the main one, the one that we see all the friggin' time.
Yeah.
One who's miserable. And that's all.
They're all
fucking
miserable.
changelings.
They're all miserable.
She was-
James is a
Odo
changeling.
miserable.
I knew it.
I'm not miserable, thank you very much.
Prove it. Cut yourself. Do you bleed? No, please don't actually do that on Twitch. You'll get banned.
Yeah.
It will hurt as well.
We left
no.
off with the last turn was your turn or the Jem'Hadar's turn? It was your turn because the Jem'Hadar
It was
had
our
run-
turn because you were doing secret stuff.
Yeah. And the Jem'Hadar ran out of turns for this round. So
So there was Captain and Velik, I think, still to go.
Velik and the captain still have to go. So James, would you like to go before the captain?
Well, I've asked him permission to do it.
Yeah, he gave you permission to. Well, he ordered you to see if their jammer is running.
So would that? So that's a census sweep, yeah, or a different census sweeps or something.
Let me pull up the sensors moves.
I've got
What
it here.
page is that, James?
I'm looking at Potato Fishy's helpful cheat sheet.
Oh. Let me pull up my reference card.
Which are you doing? Sensor sweep?
Yeah, attempt reason plus science task difficulty 0. Assisted by the ship's sensors plus science to use the ship's sensors to obtain information about something going on outside the ship. Interference, ambient conditions, or particularly unusual or unfamiliar phenomenon should increase the difficulty. Momentum spent on tasks is frequently spent on obtaining information.
I'm going to say this uses the same stats as a sensor sweep, but this is not a broad sensor sweep. This is your sensors specifically scanning their jammer to see if it's running. And I will say the difficulty will be 2.
Because that means I need to get 2 successes, doesn't it?
Yeah. So by default, you'll have your 2 dice and the ship's assist die. Weefs, would you like to roll the ship's sensors plus science?
Yep.
1d20. So the ship's sensors are 9, science 2, so that's 11 is what the ship.
11. Oops. 0 successes.
What a shock. What a fucking surprise.
You want to buy dice with momentum, James?
How much momentum do we have?
2.
2.
Yeah, we have 2 currently.
I'm going to buy... Is it 1 for 1 additional dice, isn't it, I believe?
I think so.
It's 1 for the first.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm going to buy 1 additional dice because that's all I can buy.
All right, so someone mark off a momentum.
Oh well.
Can I assist? Alas, with my knowledge that they don't all have jamming equipment and that they don't all, they're very specific to what they're expecting their enemies to be.
As I recall, you had already done a minor task this round in addition to firing weapons, so I'm going to say no, you can't assist right now.
Had I?
Pretty sure you had. I just
I
don't
don't think I did any minor actions
I think you had.
because it's all interact, change position, but I did that before.
Didn't you need
Prepare
to
and
do
restore.
a?
I shot the crap out of a ship.
Yeah. But I don't think we never had any breaches, so.
Well, you do have
No.
a breach.
Hmm?
The Alexandria's comms have a breach,
Do they?
incidentally.
Well then, I definitely would have sent people to assist anyone that was injured there.
I don't think that. Well, shit. I'm not even supposed to tell you if people were injured. You're supposed to make a roll to know that kind of shit, so I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
I have 1 breach to weapons and 2 breaches to engines. Was that us or them?
Them.
Okay.
And that's not all of their breaches. They have more than that.
Those are just the obvious ones.
But I can't tell
Those are
you
the ones that we know
ones-
about.
I can't tell you the ones that you didn't make notes about. You're supposed to learn that for specific roles. I'm
So
not
what
supposed
about
to tell
our
you anything
breaches?
besides the extremely obvious, and I hate that. What was your question? I'm sorry.
What are our breaches then?
The Alexandria has 2 breaches to the comms. And those were last round, so the stun effect has passed, we'll say, but it will
But they
take
haven't been rebooted.
6 breaches before they're fully disabled. So 2 is not very bad.
This I want to put on those sheets as well at some point.
What?
But the like all the breaches information, like I want to put the comms breaches with the comms tasks. Because I think realistically the way that we should try and manage this is whoever is in charge of comms keeps track of comms like breaches, and then otherwise, like there's so much information to track about the ship that we need to try and figure out a way to subdivide it between people.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling, Rooster?
The same stats as your sensor sweep task, but it's not quite a sensor sweep.
So reason is 11 plus my science, which is 5, so that's 16. Can I use computers as a focus? Because I'm using the computer in front of me.
I'll say yes. And then you bought the extra dice, so you're rolling 3d20.
Mm-hmm. So my target is 16.
Got a good chance of getting 2 successes.
3
Right on.
successes.
So
Hey,
because of your focus,
Mm-hmm.
That's actually 5 successes. So you have just bought 3 momentum back.
Okay.
Someone could add 3 momentum to your tokens.
I'm just going to take the X's off of them.
yeah. Should we say Fishy's in charge of momentum today?
Yes, that's his job from now on.
I don't mind doing it.
However, because James just earned that momentum, he has the power to use it immediately to do things like obtain information. Any immediate momentum spend you can do right now before the end of your turn, James.
Okay, so I do get to ask a question then, don't I?
Yeah, the first question you get to ask, because of your role, is what is the status of their jamming system? And I have to tell you, their jamming system is currently down.
Okay.
So now you can spend momentum to ask more questions.
I'm going to spend 1 momentum then to ask an additional question. Do they have jamming? Do they have a jammer on the ship?
Yes, it is just not active.
Okay, I think that's all I need to ask. I can't think of any other question.
I can think of a shitload of questions,
There's
but I'm not.
nothing you want to ask about scanning or the system? Like, can we hail them? Can we not?
Oh, okay, yes, okay. Spend another momentum. I don't want to spend all the momentum because I want to leave momentum for other people to use.
We can generate our own. Ask everything.
Yeah.
Do they can they receive house?
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I will add to that as bonus information, their comm system is heavily damaged and not operational.
Are their shields down?
I can't tell you that.
They were earlier.
Okay.
Whether or not they came back up, we don't know.
I can't even tell you the status of their shields unless you ask using a sensors task or spending momentum.
Spend another momentum then. Sorry, Potato, I'm going to leave 1 left. Are their
We're
shields
back to the original amount.
Are their shields up?
Yes, their shields have been
Configured.
Polarized.
Repowered, regenerated.
You had disabled their shields in the past attack. However, their shields came back up, so they were regenerated.
Okay, I'm going to swivel my chair or whatever, or rotate my legs. So
There's no chair at your console. We covered
You're
this
standing.
Captain, it appears that their jamming system is not operational, but also their communications is not operational as well.
So then how would you propose sending them that message?
Suggestions?
Holodeck display, or whatever you call it.
What?
Perhaps we could override their holographic displays and show the actual broadcast of the event.
Chances are they probably don't care.
The captain says, I think if you use their holopad by hacking it to broadcast that, they would assume it's a ruse. I mean, that's what I would assume if I had a holopad on my bridge and someone was hacking it to send a message that looked like it's an admiral giving me an order.
Would their holopad even work if their communication systems are down?
I wouldn't consider holopads to be necessarily the communication system.
But they have to receive the data from somewhere, right?
Could we send them a
Not
letter?
if we're hacking. Throw them a letter.
Throw them a letter.
Can we send them a letter?
bottle.
I'll tie it to the front of this space photon torpedo.
Well, maybe
Send
we
it
just-
directly to the
maybe we just
bridge.
need to bring their shields down again and teleport something on board.
Chief Engineer, how do you propose? Is it possible for us to beam some things onto their ship if the shields are down?
If the shields are down, I don't see a problem with it, Captain. What are you thinking?
Snow, what would you think we should beam over? That is specifically not going to get us in a court-martial for a war crime. You can't just beam over TNT.
Perhaps a verified data crystal of some kind?
A data crystal containing the Treaty of Bajor.
We couldn't ensure that they would plug it in and read it.
No, but we would be doing our due diligence.
Send a
Or
red shirt over.
it could be a device that just plays it on like audio. Like it just plays.
Again, that would be
But then they would have to
a ruse.
listen to it. They would have to listen to it nonetheless.
I
Um,
volunteer
we
to be
can
beamed
always-
over with the data crystal
this is the GM speaking in other
in my
games
hot
now.
pants.
To rep. Hello, boys. Drop your weapons.
You're Andorian. They're cold pants. Yeah,
my
that's
cool
the
pants.
exact kind of laugh I wanted. Thank
So,
you.
so the book would say that in this situation, the device you're talking about would be like a. They exist in Star Trek that you can have like a hollow, like snow globe kind of thing that displays a message, right?
Yeah, or those little test
Um,
tubes that they had in DS9.
You could replicate a device that displays the message and then beam that over, but I would say this device would cost opportunity 1. So this would cost someone's turn or a momentum, I think, to get it.
Take
And
my
then
turn.
it would be a task to beam it over.
Take my turn.
So on your next turn, you will go replicate this, and then Trollold will beam it over.
Mhm.
Okay.
BRB.
So hacking their
beaming-
holodeck is probably a lie, but beaming them our own fabricated display system. This must be true.
It's okay. We got to get their shields down first, and then I can beam their number 1 into space. I mean,
It's called Starfleet has to make sure that they're not murdering them completely innocently.
If we did knock their shields down, could we just teleport them all off the fucking bridge?
Do you
Jem'Hadar
want
are-
Jem'Hadar on the Alexandria,
Yeah.
Bellic?
No, I
We're
mean,
not
just-
spacing them.
I mean,
Yeah.
just teleport them.
this
on
is
the-
not the Terran
just-
Empire.
I mean, teleport them to the planet somewhere. just somewhere on the just
What
in the
the
middle of
teleport
nowhere.
them to the brig.
Opposite of what you should do.
Yeah, teleport them to the brig. There we go. That's
Again, no,
Uh,
I don't want
let me
Jem'Hadar on the
interrupt.
ship.
I have to interrupt to tell you, you would definitely know Jem'Hadar are difficult to beam.
Did you have all this stealth
There we
weird
go.
shit going on?
Jim's got it in chat. We'll send Barry across.
Hey guys,
Hi.
disabling your weapons.
We'll send
Thank you,
Auroch
mate.
across.
Send the EMH. We don't need him anymore.
You don't have a.
It doesn't
projector.
work like that.
Let's just
We
send
don't have
like
any
a holo
29th century
projector.
technology.
Just build a holo projector. You know,
Then
We're
how-
sending a holo projector.
If you put him on a holo projector, it would take like a minute to upload him because it takes forever to upload a hologram that's that complex.
yeah.
And also, if you just sent the little emitter over, he would just be standing in one place and would never be able to move.
Oh,
It'd be
poor
funny.
EMH.
It
Poor
would be
EMH.
funny, but it would take too long. I don't think you could do that in battle. And Voyager, it happens over and over. To upload the EMH takes like an hour or whatever. It takes too long.
Yeah. But that's not fun.
These rules of the game. Ugh.
Bringing seriousness into this? No.
You could.
No.
You could
100%
propose.
serious.
You could propose to do some sort of task to instantaneously upload the doctor, but I can't. I'm trying not to give you strategies and force feed them.
We're
I
not
don't-
actually trying to piss off the Jem'Hadar further. Let's not
Yeah,
upload the
don't,
image.
don't send them an EMH. That's it. That's all that they need is just like, that's a good way to get them to smash the holo projector.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will definitely spend my turn replicating that. Whose idea is it? I guess would it be Snow's idea or someone contacting me about doing it?
It's probably you're on an open channel and hearing what Velic
Yeah, I
had said, and then you
Figured
chime
we
in.
were all
Yeah.
just talking.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely say I'm on it, Lieutenant Commander.
So Velic, do you before the end of your turn, would you like to spend the last momentum to ask anything, or would you just like to end your turn?
I'd like to end my turn so that someone's got momentum to use.
All right, it's the captain's turn next. And the captain is going to he's going to give somebody else a bonus turn because that's what captains do.
No, isn't he good?
The captain says, we have some insane ideas in chat, and I like them. But the captain says, Snow, make it so. And this constitutes a direct task where Snow is going to do the task to get the thing, and the captain assists. I'm
Okay.
going to say, because this roll would be obnoxious, that you just instantaneously succeed. So you have the transmitter, and you've uploaded and Velic has uploaded the message onto it.
I mean, the only reason I could see of doing a roll at this point would be generating momentum for us.
I just want to have less rolls, so this doesn't take 8 hours.
Cool beans. Works for me.
So you have the transmitter, and now on Trolld's turn next round, he can transport it. Well, that is if their shields are down. The shields have to be taken down first.
Yep.
So that's the end of this round. That's the end of round 2 of combat.
Woo.
Round 3, fight.
Oi!
So the new round, I think your plan requires the Weefs try to take down their shields first.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
my
So-
plan.
Would Chavalis like to take the first turn?
Chavalis would like to. I'm looking for my reference sheet now.
Fire
Obviously, attack-
phasers.
Fire phasers. And we know weapons and engines are breached. Let's fire upon the engines again. No, let's not
Okay.
bother aiming. I'm not going to pick a system because that makes it harder. So I'm just going to fire
Whoops.
phasers.
Okay.
Yeah, and if all we're trying to do is bring down their shields, making it harder is not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just pondering whether or not I want to spend power to add some damage.
The ship has 5 power remaining. Trolled had last round generated a shitload of power, but then we spent a shitload of power.
I spent a lot of power.
So we have 5 power left on the ship.
Yeah, let's spend 2 power on this phaser attack.
Okay. So whoever's tracking power, we're down to 3 power.
I presume engineering?
Yeah, engineering
Yes.
should track it.
Where's power?
Weren't you tracking it last time?
No.
We weren't tracking it at the time.
We didn't declare who was tracking anything.
We were
which we should do,
stumbling
really.
through ship combat. Like
We were going,
a
oh
bunch of
god, who
idiots.
does what?
Yeah,
I got it. Okay. We're at 4 power. I
3.
either have 3 power.
Oh no! I think
7 power.
I think Streamlabs has gone down. I've got a massive grey box. Where's the Streamlabs thing should be?
Do you need a
just
second, James?
Take it off.
Just keep talking. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I just need to find
Yeah.
where it is.
My face
Okay.
box. Oh, I'm the face that's not covered by it. Damn it. Anyway,
Their websites up.
Yeah, just
Sometimes
go-
it
Yeah,
does
but
this, though.
sometimes the website's up, but the actual service is down because it runs off of completely different shit.
so I will roll the ship's die for this phaser task, and then Chavalis can roll her 2 dice, unless you'd like to buy dice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll buy another dice. I'll use that momentum. Can I buy dice for this?
Yeah, I think so. So you're using that last momentum?
Yeah. For my 1 dice. I'm rolling my own control plus security, aren't I?
The ship got 1 success.
Trying to find my own attributes. I'm on the wrong tab. 9 and 14. So that's 3 dice. Target 14.
Oh no.
2
Complications.
successes, 1 complication.
Uh,
So that's 3 successes.
before I activate your complication, let's resolve the damage.
Yeah, complications don't happen until everything's resolved.
So you got 3 successes, which means you earned 1 momentum.
Excellent.
Momentum tracker, please. And then damage is
Yeah, I already used the momentum. Or did you gain any momentum? Sorry.
I just earned 1.
Okay, sorry.
So we
My
haven't
bad.
technically put it in the pool yet, so I don't know if we're tracking that first.
I'll just toggle them on and off, and
Okay.
so because you added 2 power, the damage is 9d6.
Hey, let's blow the shit out of them and accidentally. Oh no, we destroyed the ship.
Oh, also you generated 2 additional momentum because of the phasers.
okay, so
thing.
2 more.
So 2 more.
Excellent. So
Every
that
time I hear the
is
M word, I'm just gonna perk up.
So you're hoping
9d6.
you're hoping with these dice to get 5s and 6s so you can do effects, but really you just want to do damage to their shields.
Yeah. God, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and an effect. Is that right?
Let me count.
A 5 and a 6 is an effect, so you should have 2. No.
Okay, so 4 effects.
Yeah, if you look on the sheet, right? If you look on the thing, it's got the challenge dice on there. 1 is.
Oh yeah, 5 do have effects. Oh my god, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 4 effects.
Was that the ship helping Rooster that you rolled for?
He did the ship helping earlier.
That's 9 points of damage I'm counting, and
Yeah, 9 and 5 and 4 effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how effects work? Depends on the
Effects trigger
effect, really.
On
so you will
5
need
and 6.
5 and 6, yeah, and then the effects with the phaser
what can-
are
so what
versatile
can you-
too.
What can you do with effects then? Just.
It depends on the weapon you're using.
Yeah,
Weeps needs to go. If you'll stop interrupting me, Weeps can go to the phasers in the ship chapter and pick either spread or area. Spread and area are defined in the ship weaponry section. I thought I had added those on the sheet, but I guess they're not there. They're definitions, that is.
Starship
So you can
weapons.
add both spread and area, but not doubled. Like you only get the 2 effects of the ones you rolled because that's the way the phasers work.
It
I
starts on
can't
page.
remember what area is.
Area's on
Sorry.
page 231 of the PDF if
Okay.
you're looking at it.
231. Wider area, that seems completely useless, seeing as we only have 1 target.
Mhm.
So, spread it is. which is the attack inflicts additional damage elsewhere on the target, which I hadn't targeted. Oh, yes, so you rolled that 1 for the system hit, right?
Yep. I just flipped away from that page. I'm so dumb.
What? Which system 1 is?
Yeah.
1 is communications.
Oh, good.
Oh, hey!
Enjoy.
Exactly where we wanted to hit them.
Well, we're ignoring. Their communications are down anyway.
The communications are already pretty damaged. So
Yeah.
clearly, we might just end up blowing up the ship.
Oh no. So if one or more effects rolled, the attack inflicts 1 additional hit to a random system.
Yeah.
Which does half the damage of the initial hit, rounding up, plus 1 for every effect rolled after the first. So we hit 1 random system. Do you roll for that, or shall I?
Oh, are you doing spread?
Are we literally just sitting
I do
like that,
spread,
just
yeah.
shooting each other?
No.
Pretty much.
We are taking like standard evasive actions. You can tell
Yeah.
like the helm can do like specific evasive actions. They have a task move for it.
Do evasive action beta.
The enemy ship has been
Floyd.
moving around and doing things, but I can't tell you what they've done. I'm supposed to not tell you anything they've done unless you have someone who can ask that question. So they have been flying around. The Alexandria's been flying around doing evasive action. Anyway,
Who do we have on sensors?
Me?
Velik.
Damn it, Velik.
So anyway, before we were interrupted by James for the 8th time, yes, I rolled 1 system. If there's more systems hit because of the effects, you may roll them.
Yes. Okay. Five. That is engines. So we have hit the engines for half damage plus 3 for the 3 additional effects, which is 9. I guess that's 5. Was it rounding up? Spread rounding up. Yeah. So 4.5 makes 5 plus. I've hit the engines for 8. So we hit comm for 9, engines for 8. Except for resistance and shields.
Blah, 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 blah.
And that is going to deal a breach to both of those systems.
Depending on resistance and shields.
Well, yeah, it depends on the resistance.
Oh yeah, resistance is a thing.
Communicator doesn't work.
Bloop.
No, I'm just gonna beam over to the warp core and breach it.
Well, our warp core, you're going to beam out over there, your warp core.
Just beam over their warp core.
Beam their warp
I'm
core.
sure that wouldn't be difficult at all.
You know, I'm going to beam over their warp core to our engineering bay, and then I'm going to have us have 2 warp cores.
So
In fact, anytime we have ship combat and we get the shields down, I am just going to start beaming warp cores over, and then we will have the most powerful ship imaginable.
I don't think that will work.
Don't.
Reasons I'm not
Don't.
going to explain right now. But their comms are disabled, like mostly non-functional with that hit. And their engines are stopped but not destroyed.
Okay, so do I have to spend momentum to get Velik to report on the shield status?
That would be an obtain information momentum spend.
Yeah.
That you would have to do. So you skipped the aim actions, so you can use your minor action to do.
Oh, God, where are minor actions? Locations.
I know command involves more minor actions than other people, but I don't remember what they are.
And has interact, change
Yes.
position, prepare, restore, assist, pass, ready, override, direct, or rally. Now those are tasks. I don't have any exciting minor actions.
Yeah, that's melee combat there.
I'm going to punch the number 3.
You're just gonna warp over and start punching Jemadar in the face. Clearly, that's a proper solution that will have no problems.
I mean, if I assert dominance, it'll be fine, right?
Oh yeah, just just bark at them a bunch. I'm sure that'll work.
You could give an order to you could order Velik to check their stuff and then assist him on his role as your prepare minor action. So you would just give him the assist die when his turn comes up. Does that make sense?
No. You're saying in roleplay I should tell Valak to check on the shields?
The question that you would like to know the answer to,
Yes.
you would order Velik to find out.
I
And
can't
that
just
would
spend
cost-
momentum and say, give me information, GM. That is extremely relevant to my situation.
That's true. You are shooting them. So
Yeah.
okay, so you may spend a momentum to ask me a question regarding things you would know after hitting them with phasers.
Are the shields still up?
Yes.
Oh,
Minus one
God.
momentum.
-1 momentum. I don't know why I said it like that.
Shield is still up, Captain.
Keep trying. So it's their turn now.
How much momentum do I have left?
We have 2 in the pool.
Can I spend 2 to take another turn? Is that a thing? That's a thing somewhere.
It is a thing.
Where the fuck is it now?
Which thing? Oh,
Combat momentum personal?
I believe you spend 2 momentum.
Swift task. That's it.
There you go. And doesn't it increase the difficulty or something of tasks?
Yes, it increases the difficulty by 1.
That is not on my momentum spends cards.
Conflict momentum spends? Conflict reference.
I'll find it.
Bottom of the personal table.
Swift task, yes. Character may attempt 1 additional task, increasing the difficulty by 1, cost 2. Yes, you may do that.
Yeah. Shoot him again with the phasers. This time with no additional power, no additional anything,
So
just phasers.
it just costs 1 power. So
Okay.
the
Down to 2 power.
and I will roll the ship's assist die.
All right, we have no momentum right now.
That's okay.
We better get a really good roll so we can regenerate. Oh. Look at
No, it's just
the ship's shit. What's the fucking point? It fails every fucking
yeah. Let's just go float in space and fight the Jem'Hadar. I mean, what's the point of the ship?
3 successes.
Just like go out in space and fire phasers at it.
Weiss,
Just
did you have a
throw my
focus that
thing at him.
applies to this?
Yes. It is called killing everything in sight.
Is that what it's called?
No.
That's not a Starfleet focus, I'm afraid.
No, that's an Andorian.
Genocide
Shipboard
is not
tactical.
something Starfleet wants. Okay, so
Shipboard tactical is
what is your
So,
discipline score?
my
that applies?
discipline is 5.
So that 3 you rolled is also a double success. So
Yeah.
you roll 4 successes.
4 successes. I'm
You
that
generated
awesome.
2 momentum.
Ooh.
Yay, 2 momentum.
Ooh. It seems once you get.
Suppose I should do some damage, right?
I suppose you got to spend
86.
momentum to get momentum. That's how I feel. That's how I feel it is.
The game is designed around momentum. You're supposed to constantly get it, spend it, get it, spend it, get it, spend it. And I feel like because I'm limited from giving you information, the idea is most of the time you're spending to ask questions using
Oh
obtain.
my fucking god. That's
Yeah.
five
Give me all
effects.
those effects. Spread it is.
Ah, and the other 3 dice are just useless because you get 0 from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So because you hit the target, you generate 2 momentum. Also, so
Fantastic.
2
In
So
addition-
back up to
momentum.
6 momentum.
We should be at 4, I thought.
Oh yeah, sorry, 4.
Okay.
I got 2 momentum and now I've got 2 more. So what systems did we hit?
did you do the additional system effect thing?
No, I did not do the... Wait, did you add the extra difficulty?
You blasted the difficulty out of the water.
Yeah, but still.
You got like 4 successes. What do you care?
I don't know what the difficulty was.
9 is sensors.
I thought it was 2, but I guess it's not. Okay, so 9 is sensors. I guess I'll roll for the spread.
When the
The-
spread
the-
hits, sensors! Double down!
Jesus Christ.
Actually, can you do that? Because it says a random extra system, so I feel like sensors is maybe out of it. Oh no, it's a
GM,
random
should we
system.
reroll or not, Mr. GM?
No, it's not. It's a random system, not a random different system.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that you're doing double damage to sensors.
So the sensors
Jesus
are fucked.
Christ.
Not really. They've only been hit for 5. And then, yeah, basically, as you say, 5. 10 minus resistance.
Yeah, they have resistance. So, unfortunately, your hits, so you hit their sensors, but their sensors didn't like blast off the ship, or they didn't explode or anything. And their shields are still up. So, there you go.
God's sake.
Can we hack their fucking computer and just switch off their computer? Just switch everything off.
Their comms are disabled, James, meaning to hack anything on their ship would be super hard.
Mm-hmm. We would have to figure out some way to communicate with the ship that isn't through the standard communications array.
It's
Do
doable,
they know,
but
they know
it's
Morse
hard.
code? We could Morse code them.
Maybe
Can I
they,
just
maybe
keep
they
doing
know
Swift
Breen
task?
code. Maybe they know Breen code. They wouldn't know
Fucking
Morse
Breen.
code, but they might know Breen code.
I hate the brain. We don't know brain, though.
Leafs.
Well, it might be in our databases.
Leafs, I will say, because Swift Task doesn't say you can't do that, you could just keep doing Swift Task.
I
I'm
thought you
gonna
could only
keep
do
doing
Swift
Swift
task
task.
once.
You're limited by the power you have left, though.
No. You can only take 1 second task. Like, you
Oh,
can
yes,
never take
because it's
more
not
than one.
repeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no
Oh,
R on that
yeah.
table.
I remember that specifically. It says somewhere in the rules you can never take more than 2 tasks in a round.
What? It's also true that it specifically says it's not repeatable because momentum is mechanized to all shit in a rules light game. Anyway, so next turn is them.
Hang on, I've still got my team of engine that I'm strongly supposed to use in this turn.
Oh, would you like to ask questions?
Ah.
Or I could use it to get power.
I would like to remove that complication.
Before I even tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Complications seem bad. Let's make sure it never happens.
So the power relay behind your console was about to explode because of a power overload, but
I turned around and hit it.
No. You have redistributed power along different relays on the bridge, so it didn't explode.
Okay.
Excellent. Go me.
Momentum spent.
Complication averted.
That was just 1 momentum for that, right?
2.
2 for getting rid of a
2
complication?
for remove complication.
Okay, thank you. Right.
I have to remember what their rolls are. Extremely high. That's what they are. No, they're not extremely high.
Come to think of it, DS9 didn't have any cameos until like season 2 or 3.
Well, season 1, there was
Season
cameo.
1 looks
Yeah,
at
they had
Troy
bones
and
pootling
Q.
about.
That was
no,
next gen.
yeah.
No, that's next gen.
Oh, yeah.
DS9 had
Picard.
Troy show up.
Worf.
Picard.
No, Worf didn't show up till season 3.
Q? Was Q in
Thomas
season
Riker.
1?
Thomas Riker, I think, is season 1. Q is
was-
season 1.
Is Q season 1?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Picard would never punch me.
I'm not Picard.
That was like the second episode, I think, was when
Yeah.
Q got punched in the face.
And
No,
then
because the second episode is them moving
yeah.
the station to the fucking wormhole.
the second
Yeah.
story, not the second episode.
Okay.
Because the first 2 episodes are, I think, Emissary Part 1 and Part 2, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, was
I
it
mean-
season 2 for Tom Riker? Okay.
I mean, season 1 was fucking terrible, in my opinion, for like DS9. Season 2 was
I loved it.
considerably.
But
Season 2 was
but then again, if
considerably
you look at the history of Star Trek, the first season of every series is garbage,
First
and
3
then it gets
usually.
better.
3. This is why it takes us so goddamn long to do combat, isn't it?
Yes. Anyways, it's their turn, so we're waiting on Rooster.
Oh, keep talking. I'm just doing
Oh.
math over here because it takes so long to fire a weapon in this fucking system. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
Cisco is the best captain.
See, Cisco's my captain.
I'm trying to remember anything interesting about Cisco.
He loves baseball. Wait, no, that's not
He
Loves
loves
interesting.
baseball.
It's not
He
interesting.
loves to cook.
He does really like screwing with
Yeah.
Ducat.
Everyone likes screwing with Ducat, though.
No, but he really likes screwing with Ducat. Almost as much as Kira likes screwing with Ducat.
Yeah.
The Alexandria takes 5 points to shields. As a
Okay.
Boron beam comes in. I'm not going to use their effect because I don't want to blow up the ship. And
No, blow up our ship.
Yeah, you keep saying things like, oh no, their ship's not as powerful as yours. And then you also say, but I'm not going to use their effects because it'll instantly blow up your ship.
effects
hang on.
are so good, and I feel like their effects are so much better than the effects of a phaser. The phaser's special things are it generates momentum, and then it can hit a second system, and that's like it. But phase polaron beam is like it blows you up. It's kind of extreme.
You're dead.
I don't like that. I don't like that the weapons are so swingy, I guess.
Well, I mean, their ship could be damaged to a point where they don't have access to that. Like, what condition is the ship in when it showed up?
I can't tell you that.
Well, then you can use that in your own head because you can tell it to yourself.
I know. I already have all the ship's capabilities. I already know all the ship's conditions. I already
Well,
know.
then clearly
I
it's
just
in
can't
good
tell
enough.
you those details.
But
However,
you
there
are
is no-
telling us if it can do it and you're ignoring it.
No, there is no mechanical way to remove the effects of their weapon dice. So I can't explain that with a mechanic. There's nothing that says immediately cancel the effects of the opponent's weapons. So I can't even say the captain of the Alexandria has a brilliant plan. All of a sudden their polaron beams are ineffective. There's nothing that does that. Anyway,
Fine.
Anyway, so we take 5 damage, and that's after removing our 2 resistance, right, to shields.
yes. So that means there's
So that puts our shields on 2.
yeah, I have 2 in my nose.
Okay.
What's 13 on the D20 thing?
Why do I feel like I'm the biggest nerd here now?
Why?
Why?
So there's a breach to structure on the Alexandria.
Just because you're wearing a costume doesn't make you the biggest nerd.
We're trying to figure out what's wrong with the ship.
Yeah, we're all crunching numbers, James. Are you really the biggest nerd?
Okay, good point.
I'm actually looking at just random shit in the book at this point. I'm curious how the effects on the Jemadar ship work. For just my own personal knowledge.
So there is a breach to structure, which means
I
everyone.
have system hit on my
lean to the left.
page. Ah!
The book says specifically when there's a breach to structure, everyone is jostled around on the ship.
No. No!
Oh, no.
I'm not moving my camera again.
Shit.
'Cause
Shit.
I left it completely screwed up last week and didn't notice for a day. So it was like pointing down. I was like right up in the camera the entire time.
How's it going?
Oh,
I got nothing.
Okay.
The other results of a structure breach is somebody on the ship gets injured. No one notable is injured as a result of that roll. Because like everything else in this game, when you roll 1 die, you have to roll another die to do a secondary effect. Then you roll a third die. Anyway.
So you've rolled that nobody noticeable got injured.
Right.
Red
So
shirt.
I have to roll a 1d6, and then if an effect is rolled, then a character, either a player character or an important NPC is injured. So none of
Why
you
don't
is injured.
you?
The doctor's injured in the medical bay.
I'm going to.
I was going to say
something
it's like whoever
really
gets
quick.
injured. I've had prepped medical teams.
Right.
And someone someone on those medical teams is monitoring internal ship sensors.
What you have set up is that minor injuries to non-notable characters there's already teams handling that.
Yeah.
However, if someone had been injured by this, it would have been instantly lethal.
A death in the first episode.
If the Alexandria was an NPC ship, it would have lost a turn because of this. Fortunately, that's not the case. And for flavor, power conduits rupture and consoles explode.
Oh, and rocks. Don't forget they like rocks in Star Trek.
Rocks fall out of the ceiling of the deck. Yep. Foam rocks, so it doesn't
Tribbles just fall out of the ceiling. It's just tons and tons of tribbles infesting the ship.
Demolish, goddamn!
No.
Let's go to break.
Oh my god, we should just teleport your tribble over there.
Feed it and then teleport it.
Let's go to break.
We should probably shake it less vigorously and stuff.
Okay, we'll be back momentarily. See, that's still buggered. Turn that off. And we're back.
Clay, do you know you're muted?
You guys are muted, I wasn't.
Shit. Rooster, I put a command into the Discord. So you can basically, it's just rolling both of them at once.
Both of what?
Rolls the D20 and the D6.
I'm going to be right back.
I can read that, but what are the D20 and the D6 representing?
I think it's just the roll that Rooster just did.
Yeah, the roll that Rooster just did.
What did that represent?
The injuring of people, etc., etc. But Rooster's gone. It's just a simpler, just roll both of them at once. Fuck it.
Realistically, that's just a template that you could replace with any combination of dice. And I'm assuming you can just keep appending to it.
Yeah, it's literally just brackets.
I have to keep doing the Picard maneuver on this thing.
That's why they invented it.
I'll be right back. I'm going to run to the lunchroom.
The lunchroom?
Dude, I could go for some lunch. I could go for some lunch.
Maybe.
This is intense.
Is it?
Yes.
What is it, Claytor?
Just this system.
The silence?
No, this system is just like...
It doesn't help when we're trying to maths and then you guys start talking.
Sorry, that's
just
why.
Just wait.
No.
Let us resolve the rolls and then we can talk shit.
No.
But we all know what we're tracking, right? So I'm tracking shields. And I guess
power.
resistance. You've got power. I'm also tracking breaches. Which I've now written in the wrong bit. So we have 2 breaches to comms and 1 to structure.
And I either have to generate power on my turn or
get the shields up, please, because our shields are down to 2 from 14.
Oh my god. So I have to do power shields and send damage crews out. Yes.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
use that momentum.
Use that momentum.
I left you with 2 or 4 or something.
Yeah, that'll
2.
help me generate more power.
Yeah. Okay, so we're trying to stack momentum for power and shields. Look at us, we're talking tactics.
Yeah, I feel like we're actually getting a good feel for the flow of things.
A lot of it is just figuring out what our roles are. I was just saying when you were away, Potato Fishy, I'm tracking breaches and shields. Or reiterating, I'm tracking breaches and shields on us.
Yeah.
And on the enemy, I guess, because I'm tactical anyway.
That makes sense. Yeah, whoever's on tactical would probably be keeping track of those things. And probably whoever is in command, like a command role, would keep track of a lot of the stuff as well as like a secondary thing because they're commanding the ship. So they'd want to know that.
Which are both me anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So Claytor's doing power.
I think realistically,
A bit of
any
shields.
role that has anyone like any role that has a power requirement task should keep in like track of how much power the ship has.
I
'Cause
feel
there's-
like that would be the engineer reporting, though, wouldn't it? Because that's his job.
Yeah, or it could be that way, and then that way you encourage communication between players mid-combat as to like how much power do we have? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, we're all just sitting here like writing down numbers and
Yeah,
getting stressed
I mean,
out.
like that. Like I was saying when we were playing Bridge Crew, if we could make the combat kind of flow like it does in Bridge Crew, where we're all like yelling information back and
Yeah.
forth to each other, I think that
Yeah.
works really well. James, are you okay? You okay, James?
I think he's dying.
James is on drugs.
No, sorry,
Clearly, he's overheating
I
from the
just-
jacket.
I just keep thinking of like, Cabin Boy
Ah.
Claytor.
Hmm?
Cabin Boy Claytor moment. Cabin Boy Claytor moment. Cabin Boy Claytor. You can't masturbate on the bridge.
Oh,
Shut up, crewmate James.
sitting behind his desk, and then all I can see is
Yeah. All I can see is him doing this.
My favorite moment was when we're on the original Enterprise and you just hear me going, warp coils charging.
Oh
Warp
god.
coils charging.
Fucking warp coils.
It's so much easier to do on the original Enterprise because they're buttons right next to each other on the whichever one we were on. I can't remember the name.
Aegis.
On the Aegis, you have to slide it over, hit a button, and then slide it back, and then hit the button again. And I'm like, this is so on the Haggis.
The Agus.
The Haggis.
Agus.
Playing tactical was way worse on the original Enterprise.
Oh my god.
Next target,
You have so
previous
many
target.
buttons, and
I'm just-
like half of them don't do anything.
I'm just going to
Sorry,
quickly go
James?
use the bathroom, so I'll be like a couple of seconds.
Oh my god, you monster.
How dare you? There, we traded them.
Mm. Can
Hello.
we
Hello.
shallow?
It occurred to me it's really dumb of them to make that structure thing a separate challenge dice rather than just using an effect from your hit to begin with. Because it specifically says I'm supposed to roll a challenge dice to do this thing, but that should just, you're already rolling challenge dice to make effects for the hit to begin with, so you just use an effect from those dice. So dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Any system where it has you roll like 17 tiers of rolls as a result
Yeah.
of an action is too fucking much.
Oh my god.
I gotta
there's
disappear for a
Munchkin
minute.
CCG now.
What?
Munchkin CCG is coming out actually
Well,
today.
I mean, that at this point, is anyone surprised by that?
No.
No, because like,
They like money.
yeah, as Steve Jackson Games, it's basically like it's their cash cow. They've been milking that teat for a long time.
Yeah, but I actually like Munchkin, so I mean
I
Now, Steve
kinda
Jackson
like
can afford to have a
Munchkin.
house in Texas and a house in London.
That's just I played so much Munchkin. That's the problem.
yeah.
Like
Munchkin-
I don't hate Munchkin. It's just when I think of Munchkin, I think of all of the long protracted games I have played of Munchkin. It's just
I mean
like,
even
okay,
our game was like fuck off.
yeah, our game was typical of the games of Munchkin I have played, where it's just like, okay, I've stopped having fun about a half hour ago. Let's just make this finish.
Can we just get done with it, please?
Yeah.
Gooby, please.
Yeah, Jim, I agree. The system I like a lot of the system, but it's got a lot of fat on it that it needs trimming. Like just the way that
Who's fat? Sorry.
You're fat. Nobody will ever love you.
Jim, I already did improvise and explain what happened. What happened was a unimportant crewman was injured, and we're just not worried about it.
As chief medical officer, I'll have you know I am quite worried about it, and I sent
Good
medical
for you.
teams.
Tell that to the people who wrote this system, who say that when unimportant people get injured, it doesn't matter.
I'm assuming it just is assuming that people are going to go and deal with it. It doesn't matter to the narrative. It just gets handled off screen.
Yeah.
What's Rooster eating?
Leftover charro beans with Spanish rice that I mixed together.
Sounds kind of good. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, we're already house ruling a lot of this game, and as we're exploring all the tiny rules, like that, every time you hit a system, there's a rule for what happens. Like there's individual rules attached to everything in this game. So as we're going through all of these, some of the things I'm just like, F it.
It just feels like that no one playtests this at all.
There's already a bunch of subsystem we're just doing away with. I've house ruled. They're just not things we're going to worry about. Yeah, we have spent a lot of time talking about stuff like that, Jim. And we've already tried our best to simplify a lot of the game.
All right, we good to crack on with this
Yep.
combat? All right. One moment. Right, welcome back to part 3 of our Star Trek adventure game, Star Trek Alexandria.
So the phase polaron beam of the Jem'Hadar cruiser hit, and it struck the Alexandria's comms, I think. And
Yes. No, structure.
structure. That's it. You hit their comms last sec.
We doubled down on their comms.
It hit your structure. Fortunately, the shields took the brunt of the impact. I'm going to reaffirm in my notes that the shields of the Alexandria are at 2 out of 14. And the power is at 2 out of 10. Yeah.
I think I should put that on a command, a timer really. What do you think, the summary?
Yeah.
Summary of what?
The summary link in chat. Yeah, stick on a timer.
But only for this show. Don't spam that in other shows.
Yeah.
I like how
Or you could just
spelled
put it on the
summary that way. I like the way you
In-jokes.
spelled summary in that. That's so perfect because of this game.
You should put it in quotations so no one thinks you're just making a typo.
Okay.
Well, fans of the system who bought the products for this system will know that summary means something. So that's the end of
Anyway.
Jem'Hadar's turn. So it's back to Starfleet turn. Who wants to go next? Snow
I mean,
needed-
Fishy now has some healing to do or whatever.
Well, I have to replicate that device.
Yeah.
We don't like. I've just
In that case,
sent out people. So
shall I go again and try and take down the shields again? Do we have the power for that? No, I think engineering should go.
You can't
Yeah.
go again.
yeah, you can't go again until next round.
I thought I was the end of the last round after the captain ordered me.
We can go in whatever order we want to.
Yeah, the order doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So can I go or not?
You can't
You're
go
right,
again
Tanner.
this round. Everyone else has to go first before you can go again.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought I was going at the end of the last round after being directed by the
Oh,
captain.
I
So
see what you
technically it was
mean.
his turn.
That's
You
true.
mean that the round rolled over when you made your attack?
Because
Didn't you just-
The captain gave up his turn so that Valis could take a turn, an additional turn.
Yes.
isn't that what the direct command is?
Yes.
And that's what we did.
That is what we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jim, I like your headcanon for explaining it.
Perfectly reasonable.
Actually, the CO should have been assisting me as well, but he didn't.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You
Thanks,
Take
GM.
momentum. Let's just say the captain.
Okay. Well, let's see when the captain succeeded. It'll do.
Summary is actually a word. It's characteristic of or suitable for summer. So
rules for summer.
we can't use those rules right now. It's winter.
Except if you're in
Well, we can't
Australia.
play this game. I win. Yes.
Fishy, are you doing? Did you do that momentum, or are you doing it?
Oh, did you just spend another one?
No, yeah.
No.
One.
The captain. gave
Rishi
you-
just gave me one because the captain was supposed to be assisting me on that
Okay,
turn.
sure. Done.
So either Snow needs to go to replicate the thing, which is an instantaneous thing. It doesn't need a roll, or
I volunteer the engineer.
Yeah, I mean-
Valis can take a shot. Or
I'm not going to generate any momentum or anything on my turn, and we're going to get shot at again immediately.
when you get something that has an opportunity cost, it's not an action. It's just a thing you spend your turn doing, as I recall.
Can I go and recharge the shields and then spend a momentum to add more power?
I think that makes sense.
Or spend momentum to
Take a second task.
Take a second task to generate more power. I've got like 3 things I need to do, and I only get to do like none of them.
I mean, I think you should go next anyway to do some of that stuff because they're going to fire on us again. And we need to have, we want to probably restock our shields and our power before doing anything. And are we going to need power for the transporters? Yeah, we're going to need power for the transporters.
We're going to need a bunch of power.
Yeah. So I think I agree. Clay should go next.
Okay.
Is everyone in agreement?
Yeah.
It's going to cost me 1 power to regenerate shields.
How much shields do you bring back?
2 shields plus 2 more for each momentum spent.
For each 2 momentum spent, I think.
No, plus 2 more for each momentum spent.
Oh, yeah. No,
right
sorry.
now, yeah.
You're right. Right. My bad. I read that wrong.
So control plus engineering with a task difficulty of 1. So roll. So it'll be this one. Number of dice 2d20. Target.
Leafs, would you like to roll the ship's structure and engineering?
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure I do this right. So whoops, I fucked up. Let's see where I fucked up.
I don't know what that meant. There we go.
And I've got to get less than. Where's my character sheet? Fuck.
Less than 0. Didn't I send you a nice macro that would do loads of this?
I think so. Maybe. If it's that one, so
Yeah,
if I roll
it's the one that we've just rolled. So, but it's
okay.
But change 13 to your numbers.
What's your control and engineering add up to?
Control and engineering equal 14. So I got 2 successes.
Yes, you got 2 successes, and then ship gave you 1 extra success. So
Do you have a focus that's relevant?
it
Doesn't matter.
those rolls aren't low enough to get under his discipline.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So the difficulty of this was 1. So 3 successes means you generated 2 momentum.
Okay. So I'll use 2 momentum. So I generated 2 momentum, right?
You
Yes.
generated 2? Okay.
Okay, so I'll
because
use
you
those
used the
2.
task, shields are already up to 4, and now you're going to spend to add more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to spend the 2 I just earned to regenerate 4 more shields, putting us at 8. And then I'm going to spend 1 more to take another action,
2.
which is going to be
2.
power management. Is it 2?
Yeah, it's 2, and it's going to increase
2
the
momentum for
difficulty of
swift
your
task.
power management by 1.
Okay.
It's difficulty 2 already as well, so it's
Yeah, so it'll be
difficulty
difficulty 3.
3. So you might want to spend. You might want to buy an additional dice as well. With that final momentum.
No, because it's 15. I should be able to get underneath it.
Or ask someone to assist.
Also,
Yeah.
if you have momentum left over for power management, you can spend the momentum to get more power.
Yeah. So
And the ship does not assist on power management. It's just your reason plus engineering with a difficulty of 2.
It says daring and control plus engineering for power management.
daring or control.
Well,
Yeah.
on mine, it says reason plus engineering.
It
Engineering.
also says summary on yours.
Okay, whatever. So figure out the total you need to roll against for yourself, and the ship doesn't assist, but I will say a minor crewman assists you with this. So I will give you an assist die from a crewman.
Okay.
The crewman failed.
Your crewman sucks.
What? Did you not? What? Why did you? Oh, whoops.
You broke roll 20.
What the hell? What's
Did you just type
happening?
rolling?
Slash.
Ah.
Slash.
Oh,
Slash!
that's what it is. I forgot the slash.
Slash. What the slash?
1 success. Fuck.
You needed 2 successes because it's
3.
a difficulty 2.
3. Because he bought a second task,
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's true. You needed 3, so
and you don't have enough.
Momentum.
We don't have enough momentum to buy more dice. Enough dice that you could plausibly restore power.
So does anyone have a minor action that would help in some way?
Oh, minor actions. How do those work again?
If you use a minor action, I'm saying you cannot then do an assist on someone else, and then you can't use your minor action on your turn this round.
What page are minor actions on?
For
They're
starships, they're on 220,
They're in a couple
Okay.
different places in the book.
and
Of course they are.
then like we can perform personal combat minor actions as well if we're being like if we need to.
If we're in
And those are-
combat.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are 171. I don't know if any of those apply.
I don't think anyone's punching anything.
Aim, draw item, draw prone, interact, movement, prepare, stand. Yeah, no.
How much power do we have left?
1.
1.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, at least our shields are back up, but
So if you don't have any other minor actions that would help immediately, you can at least assist.
The only other thing I have is the focus of power management or power systems, but
I thought only one person can assist.
No, I don't think so.
Like,
I think anyone can assist.
I thought it was with. Where is that? I gotta find this wizardry.
I think in most tasks, one person only is supposed to be the rule. However, on things like this, where it's a ship-wide thing, it stands to reason that people on different parts of the ship could be fussing with the power.
I would like to assist.
That's a good amount of reason. I'm busy replicating something.
Yeah.
If you use your minor action for this, you will not be able to do the aim action.
That's okay. I never aim anyway, because apparently I'm reckless and daring.
Well, you did aim that first couple times.
That one time. That wasn't the same thing, though. That wasn't aim. That was just declaring a system.
Which is aim, right?
No, aim is a separate bonus. Declaring a system makes it more difficult.
Oh. I thought you had aimed and declared a system, so you didn't get the increased difficulty.
Oh, well, I
I
didn't
might
get
be
the increased
remembering
dice
incorrectly.
either, so.
For some reason, aim isn't even on the tactical card.
It's on conflict reference.
I think aim
Why is it
is
not on the
intended for
tab?
personal conflict and not for
You can
starship
definitely
combat.
aim a phaser on a ship. Why the hell would you not be able to do that? So if that's an intentional omission on their part to
tactical.
say you cannot aim a phaser, we're house ruling you fucking can.
I'm pretty sure you can aim a phaser. Can we go through
I think
things
it's
like
just
this
meant
later?
to be rolled into fire, fire the phasers or whatever. But yeah, I don't care. Host rule it.
How
I
sure you
really
can fucking
don't
aim a
care.
phaser?
Who wants to assist Claytor?
I still want to assist.
Okay, you may
And
roll.
I have no interest in using my minor actions that I haven't been using this whole time because I keep forgetting about them. Also, they're shit.
So you roll daring plus engineering, right?
I can use whatever systems I can argue with you about. I mean,
True.
things.
True.
So, on the tactical system, I would like to use my shipboard computer tactical skills, whatever they are, to rejig the power like I did when I saved us from that exploding panel back there.
Uh-huh.
So, I would like, I'm trying to find my character sheet, which is why I'm stalling.
Uh-huh.
I would like to use control and security,
Engineer.
seeing as I'm doing something in the tactical system.
I will say yes. However, your complication range will be increased by 1.
That's okay.
And you only get 1 die because this is an assist roll.
Yes, 1 target 14, and I can use a focus, right?
Yes.
So which should be security, which is 5.
Is there a talent that applies?
0 successes.
Oh, that was so
Fuck's
close.
Does anyone have any talents that help you re-roll stuff like this?
I don't think so.
No.
Let me take a look at my talents again. I mean, I can temporarily gain a focus. That's a medical task. Medical task. And that's not relevant.
What about determination? Claytor, do you have a veteran or untapped potential talent that helps you use determination on things like this?
Value,
Or just a value.
engineer at heart.
How would a value help in this situation?
Because if I didn't succeed in the normal ways, I would throw the manual out and go, well, fuck it, we're going to try it this way.
But what would that mechanically do for you?
Mechanically do for me?
Trying to remember how
You
those
get another
work,
dice
so.
roll. Perfect
Yeah.
opportunity.
But he's already used a second task,
Yeah.
so he can't get like. Okay, I
So
need
what
to. I need to
happens
find
is-
my page on determination again.
Perfect opportunity just lets you buy an extra dice roll,
Oh,
Die
okay,
roll.
yeah,
not a new turn.
yeah. I know which one you mean now. You can also use it to buy a second task.
You can spend,
That's called moments of inspiration. No, it's
you
not.
can,
It's
you can
called...
spend a point of determination because of your value that applies to this situation to do a surge of activity, which lets you get another task. Make it so to give you an advantage that applies to the current scene. Perfect opportunity, which gives you a bonus D20.
Or moments of inspiration to re-roll one of your dice.
Moment of inspiration. Fuck, the manual's not
Oh,
working.
if you did the perfect opportunity, the D20 that's added, this is worded really badly. The bonus D20 differs from most in that it is considered to have already rolled a 1.
Right.
It is
Right.
worded
So it's not a
badly.
D20.
It's
But it
two,
kind of is.
It's 2 successes. Oh, it's a
It's an
D20
automatic.
because it counts towards buying additional D20s.
Yes, but that is
So,
still
like-
worded so badly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's only 2 successes if he has a focus, which he should.
Power management or
A
power
value.
systems.
He needs the value to spend the determination.
Value is throw out the handbook and doing it my way.
I'm saying that applies.
You're saying that does apply or doesn't
That
apply?
does. That does.
Okay. Okay. So that
So what
gives
are you
me 2
doing?
successes. Do I want 2 successes or do I want to?
You want 2 successes.
I want 2 successes. Or
Would you
reroll
like
one
2
of the
free successes or the chance for 1 success?
die.
I mean, right now you only have a single success, and you need 2 more to give the ship any more power. And I know that kind of sucks because you're burning your determination.
Yeah.
But the ship is going to fail if you don't, so it seems like the time to, get in there.
Yeah,
Get angry.
so
Throw that
get
rule
angry.
book away.
throw the
Dive-
rule book away.
Dive
All right.
underneath the panel system and start like rerouting things.
Yep.
Start rerouting power. But that'll only give me 2 successes.
Yeah,
But you already have one.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
Now I see. Okay, yeah, I'll do that one. The one that's already a
now
one.
you know the way.
Now
you
you
know
know
the
the way.
No, let's not Uganda Knuckles this.
No, Weaves, let me show you the way.
What's our total successes right now?
3.
3.
How many did we need?
3.
3.
So that means you accomplished your task,
Yep.
which achieved.
We gained
Some
2
power.
power, I think. Nope, 1 power. Yay!
Oh, God.
1 power.
One power.
Oh my god!
You're the
Although it
worst
does actually
engineer.
say, it does
How
also
much momentum do I have? Do we have 1 left?
we have 1 left.
So I'll spend that momentum and get us 2 power. We're
Hey.
at 3 power. Yay!
I actually just noticed too, Rooster. It does say on this task that it can succeed at cost. So you could have had us reroute something and lose something else.
If Claytor wanted to bargain for that, yes, but that's something you bargain for. That's not something I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to remember that for next time that we
I
can
thought
bargain.
succeed at cost was an offer thing. As in the GM offers.
There's some situations where I will offer it, but universally that's something that you try to bargain for as part of the bargaining, as I understand.
We'll figure it out as we go.
Claytor,
All
I
right,
mean, that's basically the mantra of this game.
Claytor, you restored 3 power,
Yes.
so the Alexandria is up to
3? I thought he restored 2.
2 power.
You spent the momentum
2
for
power.
an extra one, which is 2
Yeah.
total.
Yes.
So
the
we're at 3
Alexandria
power.
has 3 power now.
Yeah.
Okay. Q, damn it.
Jem'Hadar turn.
Yes.
Old Jimmy Jamadar.
Oh, Jim Hadar.
Jimmy Theodar.
Jim
Jimmy
Theodar.
Theodar.
While he's doing that, who is it that does the transporting? Is that Velik?
It is Velik. Or no, it's not Velik. It's Shalald.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's engineering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Engineering can use transporters, or someone can go to an actual transporter room to make it easier. But yeah,
I've got a lot of shit again. This is why I like engineering, though.
yeah. Basically, the engineering station has access to all the internal system station stuff.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Kat?
Does sensors not? Because I have sensors and internal systems on my sheet. On a
System
single reference sheet.
Sensors is.
I want to say helm.
I know I have it here somewhere. Internal systems is security, and sensor sweep is ops. So like external sensors is Velik, and we don't have anyone. You would probably
We
be
have an
security.
NPC on internal systems. I'm on tactical.
Is tactical combined with security, or do we have a separate security console?
Not according to our sheet. But I don't actually know the difference between tactical and security right now.
I'll take a look at it. Sheet.
Weapons and shield security is internal security. Okay, well, I'm on tactical then.
Yeah, you're on tactical. We have an NPC on security. Clay is on internal systems, which doubles as an engineering station. Sensor operations is where Velik is.
Oh, is Clay on the bridge?
I
Yeah.
thought he was. He's
I
at,
am
Oh,
on
I
the
thought he
bridge.
was
You're
in
not-
engineering.
no, he's not in main engineering. He's at the engineering station.
Okay.
What I'm hearing is going to be next round when he gets to transport, if the shields are down by then,
Yeah.
because he acted this turn.
Cannot wait to have my glass of tea.
Oh, we're 20 minutes
Yeah.
from the break.
Glass of tea sitting next to you or something?
No, it's in the fridge. I made it the other day.
Oh, iced tea.
It's cranberry pomegranate with lemon, actual lemons.
Cool.
Yeah.
Them
I haven't tried
Californian
it yet.
lemons.
Well, we have a tree. So
Oh,
it makes
cool.
sense. like,
Yeah.
like
I live
literally,
in
the trees were
California.
right over there. Like I can go grab them. Oh, lemon. Oh,
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Although I don't really want to turn into Mickey Mouse in the process.
Is that a thing that happens?
No.
Apparently,
In California, your next
apparently in California, you can just randomly turn right into Mickey Mouse.
You look, they're taking
Maybe
over.
Florida too. Maybe Florida.
Florida.
Although that's probably
there's-
more of like a cracked out
Florida
Mickey
has
Mouse.
other problems. Florida has meth heads who go nuts and end up in news headlines.
What about where's Euro Disney at? Isn't it in
Florida
France?
banned.
It's in Paris.
Yeah, it's in
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah, it's in France. So in France,
In France.
Paris, Texas. Mhm.
So in France, the Mickey Mouses, they go all France-like.
oh,
I've been to
France.
Texas.
Oui.
It's probably about, I don't know actually how long it takes to get there by Euro train.
Pretty fast.
About an hour from London, isn't it? I think.
And then-
Not that fast.
And then Asia Disney is a mecca.
Don't they have one in Japan?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mecca. It's a 50-foot mecca.
What? Oh, right. Sorry. Yes.
Giant
As in-
robot.
Robot, not as in the Muslim.
Yes.
Holy
Or
place.
or the generalized term taken from Mecca, meaning
Yeah.
a gathering place.
It's a mecca of Disney. I was like,
Yeah.
either they're all meccas or I'm missing something.
Is it like a Voltron mecha? Like, does Goofy make up the leg
Yeah.
and then
Giant
Mickey makes
arms.
the head?
Mickey goes, and I'll form the head.
What are we
the
doing?
Jem'Hadar's turn is over.
We're waiting for the
Who would like to go
Jem'Hadar?
next?
Okay, James, do you want to go next? Do you have a solid idea of what you want to do?
Well, I could scan for weaknesses or check to see if their fucking sensors shields are down. Yeah, I'll
need
do
The
that.
momentum.
shields aren't down. We know
We
that.
need
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Momentum.
Unless they.
Okay, I'm gonna generate momentum for us then.
Uh-huh.
I've just fucking scrolled off the thing that I was on. No.
Good work. I have to keep track of everything they're doing and check on the things.
Right, so I'm gonna
I have
scan-
constantly
I'm-
done it.
I'm going to scan for weaknesses, which doesn't cost any energy according to this. So it's control plus science task, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensors plus security to scan a single target. Look, so it's basically what I've done before. This task increases difficulty by 1 for each range category beyond close between the ships. But I think they're close, aren't they?
Apparently.
I believe so.
Because they turned up right behind the runabout, which was right
Yeah.
in the ship's
I would
nose.
assume that they're at close. Otherwise, I feel
Everything you just said, James, is not on my scan for weaknesses
Okay.
entry. So I'm going to go off what
It's
you
on mine, though.
it's what I summarized from the book. So
If this succeeds, then your vessel next attack vessel's next attack before the end of your next turn gains the piercing 2
It's
quality,
piercing 2.
which ignores 2 resistance per effect rolled. Nice. Further, if any bonus d20s are purchased for that next attack, it inflicts +1 damage for each.
You will have to keep track. You will have to remember that, James, and then
Okay.
tell the person who fires weapons.
Okay, so it is my control plus science. So my control is 10, my science is 5, so that's 15. I assume I'm using the computers to do it. I keep fucking going on the same focus. I feel really cheap, but I'm using the ship's computers.
But that's what your expertise is. So.
Focus is computer. So is that. So I'll get the. I can't buy any more dice, so I'm just rolling 2 dice.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 1, according to this.
Okay, on mine it said different. Weeps, would you like to roll the ship's assistance?
Yep. Failed.
James, do you have any talents that apply?
Computers. Computers.
No, that's a focus.
Talents.
Oh, talents? No, I'm afraid not. Actually, yes, I might. Oh shit, let's knock everything. Oh fuck.
What have you done?
I knocked my mouse.
Is it bad?
Clumsiness is illogical.
On a scale of 1 to bad, how bad is bad?
My mouse has stopped working. I know.
So
Shit.
No, hang on. Why is this not close? Hang on. I need to close a window.
They look closed from here.
Oh, what is going on? Why can't I close this? Oh, there we go. Fixed. Oh.
Hey.
Whew. That could have ended up in disaster. I knocked my bottle of water over on my mouse. Well, the bottle was closed, but the bottle fell on the mouse, and then it clicked on stuff. So, yes, I was checking something, weren't I? I've got intense scrutiny, so let me just check what that does, because I did quickly read it earlier.
You didn't write down what your talent did?
I probably got it written on the other sheet, but I haven't opened the other sheet to have a look.
I keep mentioning that you all should check your talents because they
when
add.
you succeed at a task using reason or control as part of an oh fuck! I still need to select a new one. Ignore that. No, I haven't. Unless I selected it.
You only have 3 talents on your sheet. Oh no, there's the other one.
Have you rolled anything yet,
Advising.
James?
No, I'm just checking. What is this using? Oh shit! I've closed the fucking cheat sheet.
What are you looking for? I have
what
it
am I-
open.
Is it? I'm using science, isn't it?
Your control and science.
So when you attempt a task using engineering or science, you may reroll 1 additional d20 so long as you succeed at a previous task covering the same scientific or technological field earlier in the same adventure.
And you have
you
done that. You have
Did
scanned the
successfully
ship.
scan.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm allowed to reroll a d20, yeah?
correct.
Okay, I haven't updated the sheet, the PDF I've got, because it won't let me save over it for some reason. Okay, so number of dice 2. My target number is 15.
Yeah,
successes.
Nice.
Very nice.
James, during the next break, why don't you pick your talents and save our asses?
I have picked.
For now, tell us what you just did.
I think he means pick through your talents.
Well, James was saying something about having to choose something.
He picked a talent that does extended tasks.
No,
and
no,
then
no.
2 sessions ago we said, why don't you pick a different
No,
one?
I did on the Roll20 thing. I've got it as selected, but on the PDF when I change it, I can't seem to save it for some reason. So I've
All right, so you generate 1 momentum, correct?
yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yep.
And now we have scan for weakness active until your next turn.
And do I get to ask a question as well or not?
I don't know. You tell me because it doesn't say online.
I don't believe I do.
No, I think it just means that we find a weakness in their shields. I mean, you can, as the GM, narrate what that weakness is that we have found in their shields, or you can ask James.
James
to
did
come
the
up
same
with it.
action last session, and then I just said, yeah, you found a spot on their shields. And then that's how we got a devastating hit on their engines last time. because he had scanned for weakness. But what is the mechanical benefit? It adds what to the
Piercing 2 and any bonus d20s purchased for the attack at 1 more damage.
Fixed.
what was that last part, Fishy?
Any bonus d20s that are purchased for the if any bonus d20s are purchased for the next attack, it inflicts +1 damage for each.
Jesus.
+1 challenge dice damage, not actually 1 damage.
Is it +1 challenge dice damage? Okay, that's a mistake.
I'm
in my
pretty sure
notes.
that's what the Starfleet logo means.
I was copying text back and forth, and that's not. They didn't make a font with that as a character in it. So whenever I copy the text, it just gets rid of them. And I know I'm sure I missed a few of them.
You have to remember that it's +1d6.
Yeah.
Not +1 delta, because the +1 delta symbol doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, James, you'll have to remember that weakness effect so that next time someone fires, you can remind them to add it to their roll.
I'm writing it on the play sheet, like in Roll20.
If we're dividing tasks by who does what, James should be the one to remember that because he's the one who did
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
I was adding stuff to Roll20 already, so
Okay.
it just seemed like a reasonable thing to do.
Well, thank you. Actually, it should be James thanking you because you're doing him a favor for that, not me.
Well, it's not fucking hard. Okay, I'm just going to shut up now.
Just say thank you, Fishy, for helping me.
Thank you, Fishy, for helping me.
Yay!
Yay!
Not sure where I'm supposed to
You're
write
welcome.
Just write it on a piece of paper.
Take notes, for fuck's sake.
Post-its.
Now, before you end your turn, would you like to spend momentum to do obtain information or anything else related to doing a censor's task?
No, because I want to keep the momentum for others to use.
Okay. So back to the Jem'Hadar.
So can they just constantly keep shooting at us then?
No, they
Yep.
have the same limitations you do about firing. Secret enemy actions.
Yeah, they take turns equal to something like their crew support or something. Or
Scale. It's scale.
Scale. Thank you. If I could give you the note that I wrote on the Roll20 page, I would. I just don't know how to do that.
What Roll20 page are you talking about?
Like I rolled.
Oh, I see. This scan for weakness active thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then I was just going to toggle it between true and false because we're going to use it regularly. So
I wish this thing had pockets.
What?
I think he's talking about his jacket.
It is basically a shell suit, basically, by the way. It is, it feels like a shell suit.
Yeah.
You remember I described uniforms last session and I said that uniform is specifically because of the war? Well, because the Starfleet knew it had military problems coming up, and namely the Borg and the Romulans, not the Dominion. But that jacket you're wearing was designed to conceal a belt and to also provide more.
it's cloth armor.
It's phaser resistance.
It's got some padded armor shoulders.
Starfleet uniforms are like super fabrics, so it resists weapons. So there's your reason why it's designed like that, because of battle.
I like it. I actually like this uniform.
It's probably my second favorite of them. I don't like I like the TNG one the most. Like the
Which
The
TNG?
TNG one is the best.
the proper
Which-
TNG one. Like
Not the bunny suit.
Not the ones that they start working in after season 1 or
4.
season 2. I can't
3 or
remember.
something.
My
3 or 4.
favourite.
Yeah.
My
2, they're still in spandex.
2
my-
they're still in spandex.
My
Yeah.
favourite is what they used from Wrath of Khan, the red one. With the...
Yes.
Yeah, the really excessively formal one.
Hmm. That doesn't make any sense for just regular use.
That uniform
What?
has an explanation, though.
I'm sure
It's
it does.
Everything has an explanation
It's
somewhere.
a formal naval uniform because at that time the Federation was like at a multi-decade war with Klingons.
We're supposed to be talking while you do your turn. Shush.
Yeah.
I'm reading.
You're
well.
not allowed to talk.
Okay,
Stop giving us
listening.
canon
I'll
knowledge.
stop listening to you.
Good.
Talk amongst
Good.
yourselves.
We're trying to. I still wear my scant.
Also,
I'm
the
reading what the different stations do.
also the Constitution is still my refit. Constitution is my favourite.
Of course.
I just think it's the sleekest. It looks it just a really nice design, really nice looking ship.
I think I mean a large percentage of what people's opinions of favorites are going to be what shows they were exposed to at a certain time period as well, right? Like I grew up on TNG. I watched TOS when I was a kid, but I grew up on TNG.
Well, okay.
I feel like you watched a lot more TOS and Star Trek movies than I did,
Well,
whereas I
probably-
didn't see those
Well, no,
until
no.
like
TNG was on TV here all the time. Like BBC, it was always on BBC
Mm-hmm.
Two, like every Wednesday when it was first broadcast in the UK. And so technically, yes, I did grow up with.
Yeah,
TNG,
you grew
but
up with it.
But I still prefer the look of the refit Constitution. I don't know why. It's just the way it's just looks sleek. It's just
You tend to like older ships though too, in terms of style. Just in general, don't you?
but the Miranda's just like. But if you think about it, the Miranda's just the saucer section of the Constitution with just sort of, that's why.
so ugly. It's so
Not
ugly.
exactly, but close.
But it's the equivalent of like the Galaxy class and the what's the one that we were going to be on? Oh shit!
It's Starfleet's turn again.
Hooray!
All right.
Next.
I'll replicate the device. Unless Velik
I thought you already did that.
didn't I? No. We let Trellold go first because we wanted power.
Yep.
I can go last, or Velik can go. It doesn't matter to me.
I've just gone.
Oh, did you just go? I
Yeah, Velik's just gone. It's
Okay,
me
yeah.
now.
Do you want me to replicate
Basically, unless you do something.
it? I mean, my turn is basically fit wherever and do it. Fit it so that it is the most optimal for us, because I can't
Giggity.
generate any momentum. So if I can go last. I'm fine with going last. So you go.
I would rather have it ready when we get the shields down.
Okay. I'm fine with that. All right. So I spend my turn basically like detailing the specs on a pad and then initiating the replication process for all the pieces and putting them together. Or if I can replicate it whole, then I replicate it whole. Whatever I need to do to get that device ready, I do it. And then I tell everyone, portable emitter is ready, Captain. And now you have to go and do a bunch of stuff again, unless the Jem'Hadar have run out of turns.
So your turn was you replicated the thing.
Yep.
Okay. The Jem'Hadar have not run out of turns. This is their fourth action. So continue to talk while I read through their stations.
I'm just
Damn
looking
it,
at
Kira.
weapons.
Kira!
Listen, what do you know
smell-
about the plight of our people?
I smell Death Note and DS9 crossovers.
I don't understand
Ooh.
why he wants Kira to be in extra clothes.
Kira, wear more clothing, please.
Because aren't the first contact uniforms the one that James is wearing?
Yes.
Yeah. The extra stupid jumpers. I hate those. I hate them so much.
I hate the DS9 ones more because you know what?
They're
I
the
think
same ones, aren't they?
no,
Yeah,
those they wear those in DS9 later on.
Yeah.
Early on, they wear the bottom half is black all the way down, and there's no real waist separation. And then the top, it's basically the cadet uniform with a turtleneck, is what they did.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I hate them both because they had no discipline on their zippers. And I've complained about this before, but it pisses me off so much that everybody has their zipper at a different height. No.
Also, it's really distracting me rewatching TNG that like half of the uniforms have like a seam and a zipper
That's
up front.
That's what they were on Voyager, though, isn't it? I believe.
Yeah, they wear it for all
Early
of Voyager.
DS9, yeah.
Yeah, because Voyager leaves when that's still the standard, and even though they know about it, they don't have the resources to replicate,
Or
new
they just don't care
uniforms.
to replicate.
Or they don't
new
care
ones.
because realistically, Voyager seems to have infinite resources anyway to fix any damage that they get. But again, Voyager is badly written, and that horse is beaten to death to the point where it's just a pile of white.
I feel like even so, their limited bandwidth would possibly stop them from wanting to spend it on uniform specs for the replicator.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to refill the replicator again. Quick, shove someone in it. It lusts for blood.
We don't need Neelix, right?
Neelix's girlfriend didn't go away. She just
Oh my god, that's what
replicator.
This is turning into that like Halloween episode of The Simpsons where they keep eating
With the giant
kids.
blender.
Yeah.
Yes. Gunther.
I remember that.
Or Uther. Who was so delicious.
Starfleet's turn again.
I choose to eat
Starfleet.
Uther.
Okay.
Shoot.
Trelawned, how much power do we have?
4?
Four power.
4 power. No, 3 power. 3
3.
power.
I was gonna say I
Power.
thought we had 3, but I don't have it written down. So
We have 3 power. We are royally fucked. Just saying.
I'm surprised there's no other planetary defense. I know like Beta Z is being restored, but
There must be other starships around.
Pause. Remember those things we talked about in your scenes at the beginning. Each of you contributed a thing that can matter to combat. You mentioning, oh, there's no planetary defenses. One of you knows the answer to that speculation.
not me. I was helping people.
It's because they haven't pulled in the satellites and they're not powered yet.
There are satellites up there, though. But they don't have power.
All right. That's what I get to do is figure out how to get them powered. Yeah.
There are several episodes of TNG where this sort of thing has a specific thing you would do, but it's not a thing that's in the book.
God. Quick, somebody who's better at TNG knowledge inform me.
Would you not just make something up?
Yeah,
This
I'd probably
is a
take no babble.
Just
power.
bullshit.
This is a power beam you would send through the deflector at the target,
Oh God. Okay. All right.
which would require the ship to stop moving for a second, so you could do that, and then I would just say you would negotiate whatever stats you want to use for that task to set it up.
Is
And then
that
you
going
would
to give
spend-
us?
You would spend a power to give the a station a power point.
Is that going to give us a complication for no longer being mobile?
I would say for that round, there you would lose the benefit of any evasive action or anything like that.
Okay.
Right now, you're not doing evasive action because the last thing the helmsman did was try to put distance between you and the enemy.
Okay.
So currently you're at medium range, as I recall.
Yes.
So you're not right now. You're not doing attack pattern or evasive action. Anyway,
Is that something that Trelawned has been talking about?
No, but now that I
So that is
remember
not
He
that,
might have a sudden inspiration.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm
Bardic
talking to you right now
inspiration.
about how much power we have.
yeah. Well, we only got 3 power, but I could use the deflector array to power up one of the orbital guns and possibly give us more firing power.
Oh shit!
Will that fire automatically, or is it something that will trigger when we fire?
It'll probably pick up the Jem'Hadar ship automatically and start firing.
however, if you wanted, you could take control of it, and one person on the Alexandria could control its targeting.
I mean, yeah, there's that too. I could also take control of it, or somebody else here who's better at aiming.
All you need is the command codes, so the captain would say the command codes, and then one of your consoles would get the display to fire its weapons.
Is there still an opportunity for me to take a minor action even though we're past my turn? Because I realized I should have ran off to a transporter room once I got that thing made.
Is that the minor action you want to take? Is to move?
Yeah, I would want to take change position.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you can't move.
You can't
No,
move.
no, you can't.
Oh, I can move. I can move.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Who needs to go next?
Me.
Yeah.
So,
I'm thinking, Captain, would you like to give that order
which order?
for Trelawney to take over send power to the system, to the satellites?
What's more important right now? That or taking down their shields so that we can beam over the thing?
I feel like it may be more effective than taking down their shields, though I'm
Yeah.
not actually well versed in the mechanics of orbital satellite phasers.
He's looking for Trollold's opinion because Trollold is overseeing
Power. Sir, I could he'd have to regenerate some power, but it is a possibility. I do believe getting their shields down would be most effective at the moment.
So you would like to activate a weapon station?
Yes. I would, but if we get their shields down, we could do more damage. Or,
And beam over the thing.
Yes. We'll beam over the thing. If that doesn't work, then we'll do the other thing.
I feel that if Trelawney can get the system down first, then I can use this to use our phasers in combination with the satellite and hopefully take their shields down.
If you have the power remaining.
If we have the power remaining.
If we have the power remaining.
You have 3 power. It's going to take a minimum of 1 to fire your phasers. It's going to take
Yep.
1 power to do the thing. If the task succeeds,
Leaves us with 1 power.
Yep. And then I can take a turn.
If you get enough
Like-
momentum to do the thing, you could possibly take another turn and
Yeah.
regenerate more power.
Yeah.
And you don't have to
Because-
worry about transporting it because I'm going straight to a transporter room, and
Yeah.
doing it from a transporter room is going to reduce the difficulty by 1 already.
Yeah. So that'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've got it. Yeah. So fire phasers. And then I'll do the thing.
next round is when you'll do that. 'Cause you've already
Yeah.
taken.
Well, I'm
Technopower.
trying to get the captain to direct him into doing it.
Oh,
Because the
this fire
captain
guy.
hasn't had a go this turn.
So Trollold has just recommended his plan, which the captain approves of.
Which is why I said, Captain, would you like to give that order? Hint,
So-
hint, direct.
The
Make it
captain
so,
can
Mr. Trollold.
The captain can give Trollold a turn to do that, or you can fire weapons.
Yes.
I would
I-
say the safer bet is just to fire weapons first, and then the captain can do that at the end. Personally, I'm leaving that up to you because I'm not supposed to mandate your initiative order.
Do I not get to fire their weapons while I'm firing mine? Like we're not
No,
hooking it
would-
straight up to my
it would be a
system to be
separate-
an additional gun?
It would be a separate task because it's a separate control.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come out of the
It could-
deflector dish, not the phaser array.
What's the
Yeah, but we were talking about hooking it up to the technical station.
Once
So I
the
figured it would
hookup
all
has
just be
happened-
like a new gun. Sorry?
Once the hookup has happened, the controls can be added to anyone's console, but to target their weapons is still a task separate from tasks you're already doing. You could not fire both the ship's guns and the station's guns with one button because targeting and all that
Okay.
nonsense is 2 different things.
Okay. In that case, yes, I will fire now.
Okay.
And I would like to fire the phasers, and I will quickly switch over to my sheet, in which I say I would like to add 1 power to make for extra damage.
So you're spending 1 by default and then spending an additional 1, so the ship is down to 1 power.
Yes. Which is still 1 power for Claytor to do the thing, although what happens at 1 power? At 0 power. I guess the ship just kind of dies.
I think it means that we don't have any energy to put on non-essential
Life support.
bullshit.
Does transporting take power?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Transporting takes 1.
Okay, in that case, I'm not going to buy any extra damage with power.
Okay.
Well, don't forget, if you buy an additional dice, you get an additional power with momentum.
Yeah, I'm looking at other options there too.
Because of scan for weakness.
So do you have any talents that give you extra dice
No.
to get the benefit of scanning for weaknesses?
None of my talents are relevant to space combat.
Yeah.
I've got melee, resisting threat, persuading people not to fight, and letting someone else use security. Starfleet's not supposed to be doing space combat, damn it.
I'll roll the ship's die, which is security plus weapons. Ship got 1 success.
Okay, I'm spending our 1 momentum for an extra die. That's how it works,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Yep. My target is, as usual, 14 because it's 9 plus 5. And my focus is relevant, and that would be 5, which means 3 successes.
Plus 1 from the ship.
Plus 1 from the ship, so 4 successes.
Yeah.
So you got 2. Hold on. Let me look at the difficulty here. The Jem'Hadar are currently doing evasive action, which means the difficulty to hit is 3. So you got 4 successes, so you generated 1 momentum just now.
Okay.
And then because you bought an extra D20, you get James's thing, which means you get plus 1d6 to the damage of the Alexandria.
And our damage has piercing if you roll any effects.
Yes.
Yep. So that's 96.
Yes.
Which is standard 8 plus the 1 for momentum.
Three, four,
Which
5.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We got 2 effects.
10 and 2
right?
effects.
So
Plus,
So we ignore 4 resistance.
and so
Okay.
You get to pick the effects because you fired.
so that would be spread again. Shall I just roll for both systems?
Yeah. Go ahead.
3 and 3.
What's the 3? Is that
3
communications again?
is communicate. No, it is engines.
Nice.
Okay.
Fuck.
So we've hit the engines for what, 6 and then 3 or something.
Isn't it like 1 less or
Well, there's
something?
also shields and shit to deal with, so never mind.
Let me look
But yeah,
at-
but we have piercing too. So we ignore 4 resistance. And you rolled extra dice, right? From
1
the-
extra dice.
1 extra dice. 1 extra die, I should say.
Yeah.
So we ignore 4 resistance on both of those attacks. And it's a spread shot. Which is...
They're resolved separately, so let's do the first one first, and then we'll
Yeah.
work on the second one.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh, it deals half the damage of the initial hit rounding up. Okay, I see.
Plus,
1 for every effect rolled after the first.
which is 2.
So,
1, sorry.
So 1. So then 4.
You got another good hit on their engines, and
So that's now 3 breaches to engines, unless they fixed it,
well, that you think.
which I guess I don't know.
I'm not supposed to tell you the numeric results of things.
What are the visual results of things?
I can't even tell you the visual results.
We're looking at the ship, goddammit.
Yeah, am I
It's
not
on the view
monitoring my
screen.
target?
I can only tell you the most obvious thing that's the result of your hit. And that's what I'm figuring out right now. I know you hit the engines, and then I have to look at the numbers to see what I can tell you about that.
Yeah.
Such numbers. Best numbers.
There's so much. Oh, there's so much like complicated shit. Every time we roll a hit, I get a headache. Okay, so you've hit their engines, but their engines have not like blown up.
Have they stopped moving?
Well, they still have inertia, so their ship is still in motion, but their ships haven't.
Did their power momentarily blink out and come back on? Did their shields blink out and come back on? Did their
No.
shields explode?
No.
Are their shields gone? Did
Did
one
they
of the
turn into
phaser
a
hits go
giant-
through without the big shieldy effect going on?
Did they
What-
transform into a giant baby?
You have
Yeah.
piercing, so by default, some of your phasers get through the shields. So I can't tell you an answer to that question in a way that tells you if their shields are still running or not.
We know how much damage we did, and we know how much resistance we bypassed.
But that doesn't help.
I know. We need a scan to see what they're. We need to get to the scanner person's turn.
This is why the book is like every single character should be using obtain information attached.
Or you can use that
Yeah.
momentum you generated to obtain information.
I'm aware of that, yes.
But it may be
Waiting to
worth it.
figure out what Rooster is finishing telling us first. Have you told me any? Have you told me
Let's milk
everything
that's a
I can
good
get
point. We
for
should
free?
milk as much information from him for free.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. My opinion is you shouldn't spend and obtain information right now to save the momentum to help in your plans that are going to happen. That's just my 2 cents there. And no, their engines haven't blown up. You don't know if their shields are down or not. That's all I can say.
Okay, so I've not seen any shield flashes or anything, and I knew the shields were already up before, so
And also, there's no proximity alarm from the sensors saying there's a warp core breach in the vicinity, so you know you haven't breached their warp core.
okay.
All
I'll
right.
give you that for free. Even though I'm not supposed to tell you that for free, but I'm giving you that for free.
I'm looking very carefully at the system.
I get it. I know.
Okay,
I know.
I'm going to assume the shields are still up, so yes, I'm not going to spend my momentum, or in fact, do anything else.
Okay. If that's the end of your turn, is it?
Yes.
Then let's go to break.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll be back one moment. Oh, for fuck's sake. And we're in intermission.
Different. There are too many different places to look things up to achieve anything in space combat.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, I'm gonna. By the time we get off hiatus, I want to try and have something a bit more useful.
One pagey.
Not one pagey, but at least like more organized, right? So it's like, okay, here is here's like 2 pages or 3 pages of things that are useful for you, and here are the things that you should be tracking if you're doing this and stuff like that, right? At least for my own notes.
Well, that I don't find a real problem. It's having to go, okay, what weapon do I use? Great. What powers does that weapon have?
Mhm.
Okay, now that I've done that, I have an effect. So what effects can I do? And now I got an effect from someone else. So what does that do?
Yeah.
And then I have to calculate the damage to the system and the breaches to the system, which is 2 different things.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna write on the Roll20 page what Piercing 2 does. That way, at
You
least
keep saying the Roll20 page. There's like 19 pages.
Okay,
Are you talking about the play sheet?
The play sheet, the main board, the thingamajig,
Okay.
the doohickey, like a
Oh,
jigger,
the doohickey, of course.
The play mat.
the play mat. There we go.
The thingamabob.
The
I have
mat
to
on
play
which we
mat.
play.
I have the play mat covered with other things, so I'm not seeing whatever it is you're writing. What are you writing on the play mat?
Just what Piercing 2 does.
He's just written scan for weakness active. True. If true, gain piercing 2 plus 1d6 damage for each d20 purchase.
By golly.
Of course, I'm trying to take down their shields, so we didn't need piercing in the first place.
No, but if you had
No.
if you had blown up their engines, that would have just been a side benefit, though,
Yeah,
and that would have helped.
I'm trying.
So, I mean, piercing doesn't help you take down their shields, but it does help you get other benefits.
I can't believe we've been playing this for like 10 hours. Is it almost 10 hours for a fucking single combat?
9 hours.
We do have an hour at the start of every session where we do confusing tell me about Beta Z when I know nothing about Beta Z questions.
It's improv.
Yeah, there's improv, which I would be totally comfortable with in any setting other than Star Trek.
Okay. So
Because here's this world that's well established, and I've read 20 books about it. Tell me something about it. I'll be like, well, I'm in a dry, dusty, rocky place. No, you're not. It's Beta Z.
So
That's why I asked questions before I said anything about what I did.
So in that situation, just think about what your character would have fucked with, and then if you don't feel comfortable asserting something, you can ask me.
Alien
Yeah,
dogs.
that's why I went
Alien
with, well, I'm
dogs.
doing some military stuff, because apparently there's corpses.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna quickly go grab some water.
Yep.
I'm gonna quickly use the bathroom.
Thank you.
Thanks for telling us. I also absolutely hate that I have to play an entire other crew. I hate having to.
Kind of, yeah.
That makes my job so complicated.
I presume you're just doing the NPC ship doodad, right?
What do you mean?
The alternate, you just play a ship that does ship things rather than being each different station doing stuff.
Well, yes, I'm not like writing out like Jem'Hadar X does this.
Number 1
and-
does this. Number 2 does
Yeah,
that.
I'm not worrying
Number
about,
3
like,
got hit when the structure got shaken and fell over and broke his leg.
well, we haven't done anything that affects them individually anyway, but if we had, I would have
Yeah.
kept track of it. But no, I'm not worried about keeping track of like this Jem'Hadar went over to this station because there's no reason to even keep track of that.
No.
I just assume that every station is manned and they don't really need to do anything on board other than just operate their stations. But even so, like there's so much involved in all the stations. And I have to, each of you has one station and one character to control, and I have to control like 11 characters.
Plus whatever NPCs, because you decided we didn't want to take over, have support characters in this as well.
Well, right now, the only supporting characters that matter is the EMH, and the only main characters that matter right now is the captain. And then I'm just randomly giving you extra crewmen to do whatever every now and then. And then I'm assuming there's the undefined supporting character on each of the stations before you got to the bridge.
Yeah, but the thing is, had we been either a bigger crew that filled every station, or had we been doing the thing where we play both a main character and a supporting character on the bridge, which I think is suggested on one of the pages, then we would have those extra turns to do something at the helm or
And
do
that-
something at whatever other station.
To a limit.
Yeah.
There's still a limit on how many turns you can have, but yeah.
Yeah, there's still the whole crew support issue.
We could have done that, so maybe if we do, we're never doing
If
combat
we never
ever
do
again.
combat again.
But if we were ever going to do combat in this system ever again, I would consider giving you 2 characters to control more stuff on the bridge.
Yeah, because it feels like we're kind of limited without helm, at least.
Well, I'm controlling the helm officer. The helm officer usually takes a turn at the end of the round. Like I said last time, he just tried to put distance, and then the round before that, he had done a evasive action.
Where have
But
you
it's
got
the-
17 viewers from? Did someone host me?
Not that
I
I've
did.
You're the
noticed.
one who sees those, James.
No,
was
because
me.
I've switched it off. Remember, because I just got a big grey box over
I
everything.
don't know what you switched on and off, but Lugbot usually says stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there's also stream
Hi.
labels.
I'm not
Anyway,
high.
hi viewers. Welcome to the Argue Over Spaceship Combat Forever stream.
'Cause we've been
All of us
doing-
just want to get
Garbage.
it done.
Just fucking end it. Please.
I'm
Just let us
trying.
Die. Just kill us. I don't care anymore.
Trelawney aims a phaser at the warp core. I'll give you power.
Ah, Peachy Coaster. Fuck me. Peachy hosted me for 44 viewers
Oh, shit.
Thanks,
Hello.
Peachy.
40 minutes ago.
Oh shit. Hi, Peachy.
Hi,
She's
Peachy
not in
viewers.
chat. I'm gonna. I'll just PM her.
This could use like
If-
a little bit of sugar.
If the Alexandria explodes, the next campaign is not this system.
Mm.
We're not doing Star Trek Adventures for second game,
Yes. Yes, we are.
and it won't be run by me.
I'll run it into the ground.
Are you saying you're just gonna take the book and bury it in your backyard?
Yeah.
Quickly.
I will buy the smallest flash drive possible, put it on there, just bury it. Or throw it into the septic tank, whichever happens first.
Well, there must be a simpler fucking system than this.
I've been saying that forever, James, and you keep saying no.
I don't keep saying no.
Mm-hmm.
Can we not do this?
I'm deciding the Jemidar's actions ahead of time just to save time. When we come back, we'll go back to a Starfleet turn.
Okay.
Is this a new? Will this be a new act turn completely, or is this? Are we still?
No.
going
No,
through-
this is the captain directing Trelawney, hopefully, unless he changed his mind and decided to do something else.
We'll have the captain's turn and the helmsman's turn.
This is crazy. Conceptually, the game seems alright, but it just seems that something's gone wrong. In part, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Someone have an alarm going, or is that my house?
I can't hear anything.
I don't hear it.
Was that it?
Oh well. No, it was something going boop 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 boop.
Not me. I have my little space heater on.
Might have been someone outside.
I don't hear it.
Car alarm, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm. Well. Should we go back for the final 35 minutes?
Yep.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah.
Please intervene.
And
Okay.
welcome